as live can possibly be. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream.
Good afternoon.
It is definitely an afternoon. All right, so first things first, Gwen is off with her grandma for her 91st birthday viewing of Andre Rieu live at, I think it's Paris, I believe. It's actually happening in our theater, so while Brian and I are both not in our theater, Gwen happens to be there with Oma.
A fun coincidence.
Yeah, so she'll probably be back around 4 o'clock-ish, so in a few hours. But until then, our very own R2D2 is going to be standing in for her. So there you go.
It's like R2 is here? No.
No, we have kitty cam set up. There's no cats currently, so there's nothing to see yet.
It's because Gwen isn't here.
No, once we are all settled and stuff, they'll probably roll down, I would assume. So. All right. So. Yeah, I don't know. This microphone I'm not having a good time with. I'm probably gonna swap out for a pod mic at some point, but did not have time to start
messing
around with that today. So it will be what it is.
Let the
today,
F-bombs begin.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So when we left you guys last time, you had just chatted with the kobolds.
You can call that chatting, yes.
I mean, sure.
They had realized that they'd been duped by a gnome that you guys know from the Heroes Feast Gathering. Tartuccio.
Tartuccio, I said it right.
And
instead of Charduccio.
And upon first of all, so the chief shattered their god's statue, believing it was cursed, and that was what brought Tartuccio to them in the first place. And due to that,
was it cursed?
This is cursed. That is cursed.
Everything is cursed.
So when you guys dealt with Tartuccio and knocked him out, and he reverted back to his gnomish self in his purple robes, it pretty much shattered what was remaining of the kobolds'
plan,
their attention for being there, and they all pretty much just fucked right off right away. So the kobolds are now scattered amongst the...
Each kobold is his own faction, or her own faction. Uh-oh.
And you guys had basically hog-tied Tartuccio up, and were standing around him in a menacing circle, trying to figure out what to do with him. I believe someone first aided him to get him to stabilized, and that is where we lead off from. So, what do you guys do? So you're inside the former silver mine.
If I recall correctly, I first aided him in an attempt to kill him.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
And then
a stabilized spell from
your cantrip,
which was damn hilarious. Because
should have let me try again.
Time to roll a nat 1.
Should have let me try again.
It was absolutely just beautiful.
I would have gotten a second nat 1. It would have been awesome.
Your guys' dice were not in your favor last game, so we'll see what happens this time.
Can we clear the dice tracker? Or like
I absolutely can.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
The chat?
Yeah.
Just like that, I have the power to clear chat. So they left you guys with gear and stuff that was in the building. A little bit of Tartuccio stuff.
Well, you know what? Not what I'm talking about actually, but thank you. That also would have bugged me. Like the nat tracker on this. Where it says like there's 7.
the natural
20.
10.
Oh.
Thank you. I don't know what to call that.
That one, right.
There's only 10 and 7. We're not there yet.
So
one second.
shows that we have. Sorry.
But also, I'm glad that the chat is clear.
Apparently, we have the ivory statuette. Crouching Horn Devil ivory statue.
Was that the statue that? Oh.
You broke our two.
Just hit off.
No, we gave it back. We gave the statue to them.
Because it's in our party inventory.
Oh, probably just because like we had it at the end of the session before last one.
Ooh, we have a standard grade player in half.
But we definitely gave that to them. He smashed it.
I'm looking over your shoulder at this inventory stuff. Cured beaver pelts,
3 of them.
leather workers' tools, a skinning
I may or
knife,
may not be listening. But...
head.
There we go.
Oh, hugs to everyone. Yes, even you, Keith.
You get a hug.
What do I do to deserve this abuse?
No touchy.
So close to my face.
I believe, let me double check that I added all the. You guys already.
Oh my gosh, could you always see comments stream like on the little
Yes.
parchment?
Yes.
Yeah?
When it's on that screen,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
If
If my hat wasn't blocking it, oh, I gave you some good side eye there. The delay on the stream.
Just to show how often I'm actually paying attention to what's going on.
I only look at it because he has it up.
I have it up all the time. I just ignore it.
Second.
I'm here so that I can put the kitty cat or the kitty cam on, but there's no kitties right now.
I have my character up in 2 places.
You actually?
Yeah, on Path Builder and on
I should open that real quick.
Fantasy Grounds.
I do actually usually have it open.
Oh, I did not.
Because I need
Okay,
the
so-
Path Builder for my.
One of the things you guys did not, or the chief spoke to you about, and pretty much said, we have no interest or need for anything that was thrown kind of in that big pile of offerings to
Oh yeah.
Tarthook, who is now known as Tartuccio. And they basically just buggered off right after. So as you guys go and take a look at the pile of stuff, you do see a total of 12 gold, 42 silver, 320 copper. You also do find a rune stone and a arrow that when Owen threw up Detect Magic, he did it last time. Both of those are glowing.
And I did a read aura as well.
And there was a dust in a pouch.
Right.
And there was a brass wedding ring with a pearl attached to it. So those are the items. So I'm going to just toss it into your guys' party sheet so that we make sure that is in where it's supposed to be. And Tartuccio also had 1 platinum, 9 gold, and 21 silver on himself.
I don't know if we loot him though.
I don't think
What?
we did.
How much?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you find it in like amongst like the bedding and stuff. You find a
Oh,
little.
okay.
and then we search his pockets too while he's still unconscious.
He has nothing on him.
He's
other
getting
than-
punished. He's taking.
I
We're taking
know.
everything he owns.
No.
He'll be lucky to be left in the wilderness in his skivvies. I'll take those too.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
He wanted to enslave a people to serve his own
We
purposes.
don't know that. We don't know anything yet. That's the whole point of talking to him.
This is my assumption that he wants to enslave a people to serve his own purposes,
Well, you know what they say about assuming.
so he can get.
All right.
It makes an ass out of you and Keith.
Assuming it makes an asset of you and Ing.
About assumptions. Makes an ass out of you and
Umption.
assumptions. So when you guys basically first aid them or stabilize them. What do you guys do at that point?
We hog tie him.
Well, yeah. So the hog tying is inevitable.
And then we strap him to Ardella's back.
I mean, I'm a strong lady, okay?
Like Yoda on Luke, apparently.
We also make sure to gag him, and we're gonna tie his fingers individually.
As you're
the
trying
other
to
hand.
throw him on Ordella's back, I take his foot, put it in Ordella's hand, and say, "Let's go." Just drag him.
He's dragging.
Oh, look,
Stairs.
Where'd those come from?
I don't know.
The
They're
druid
just stone shapes and makes a set of stairs going up and down, just drag them a few things.
All right. You
You guys haul them out of the mine ever so gently and lovingly and
So
supportively.
lovely.
You know,
Accidentally drag him through a trap or two.
oh, look, the pit traps.
You get
You
them
get them outside
where
where Valerie and Lindsay and
Mary
Miri
are
are standing. And they're just kind of dumbfounded. They're super shocked. Lindsay just like dropped her quill. She's just so stunned. She's like, what?
I'm
is
picturing a big
going
blotch on her page too.
She's like, what? What?
It all
It says,
you
and you just see Mary like, reaching for the great sword.
Because her and him had words
at the feast.
It turns out our dear friend Bertuccio was masquerading as a kobold mystic and had
Priest.
You see, Lindsay immediately drop the ground, grab her quill, wipe it off, and just start feverishly writing in the book.
Like, wait, what?
Here, let me hold that for you, so you can write faster.
And then I explained the situation where he was basically trying to take control of the kobold tribe, or had taken control of the kobold tribe.
More importantly,
Mary spits in the ground. Valerie just kind of stoically stands there, just stone faced. She's very hard to read at this point.
more importantly, where are his companions?
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's still alive.
We need questions answered.
We need to
Yeah.
find out where his companions are. Otherwise, I'd let you draw that and hack him into 50 little pieces, Amiri.
I wouldn't, but you know.
I also wouldn't, so we'll see how that goes.
I'd hold you off while she did it.
I'd like to see you try and hold me off.
I mean, you could maybe hold me off, but Ordella's just going to step right over you.
Like a cat by the back of your crop.
Or a kid
Hey,
with
you over here.
a kid walks along.
They
Look like the Ewoks trying to beat on the AT-AT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wee fists are mighty.
There's something, all right. I believe you have them listed as wee fists.
Wee fists. Yes, my wee fists are mighty.
The wee fists.
It's got alphabetical order. It gets them in last.
Yeah. When so what do you guys do? This is all you guys. You have to figure out.
Well, I
Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say that we're going to try to.
To interrogate him.
Yes, we want
Well,
to.
let's go find a place to make camp.
Yeah.
And then when he comes to, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to come to while you're dragging him.
No, it's gonna be a little bit.
Yes, it's going to be hard on him, but
I'll carry him.
know that she
like a
needs
little
to-
princess.
I can.
Drag him.
He's
I'll drag
tiny.
him then.
He's tiny. No, I'll hold on to him. He's a little gnome. Yeah.
He's taller than these two, mind you, but still, the point being.
To me, still little.
I throw rocks at him every now and then.
He's taller than you guys. That's so fucking funny.
Only because his hair stands up.
So when you make camp for the night,
Need something like tie him to. Plank a tree or something.
Man, I call him to Ed.
There we go, Edge dragging him.
No, that is not dragging
He's
him.
hanging over him.
That we can do.
All
all right. So
when
when you guys
make
make camp for the night, Mary and Valerie set about setting camp up for you guys. Ed is there, of course.
Well, of course.
It takes a few hours, and then Bertuccio slowly blinks his eyes open. He sees that his hands are thoroughly bound. And he,
And we're all sitting there staring at him.
So, I think maybe you should start.
remember the end of Knight's Tale? Where dude was on the ground and everyone's standing over him.
That's us.
That's you guys.
I'm sharpening.
I picture that so well in my head. Everyone's just looking over.
I'm sharpening
We're
my
all just
clip.
standing there for like 20 minutes, like waiting for him to wake up.
So,
Hello there. I'm sharpening my cooking knife.
I think you got some explaining to do.
Lucy.
Or our good friend and I reach out and pat Amiri on the knee. Is going to have her way with you, and I don't think she intends it
away with what's
sexually.
left of you. No death by Snoo Snoo.
No death by Snoo Snoo.
Yeah. He stares at you for a second and says, well,
Oh, sorry. Let me take that dirty sock out of your mouth first.
What?
It was his dirty sock.
he looks at all of you and
Solomon's.
Oh, sorry, that was my other sock.
Oh, the crusty sock. Ew.
Jesus.
No.
He stares at you guys for a second. His shoulders kind of slump.
Ball cozy.
He says, just doing what you guys are trying to do. Just trying to make a name for myself so I can get that kingdom charter.
I see. What happened to the rest of your group that you went off with? Because you
where's
did have a
Jathal?
charter.
You mean Jathal and a few of the others?
Yeah. Who did you betray them to?
Yes.
Well, funny story. But Jathal, well,
What did you do, Tartuccio?
nothing. I wisened up to the fact that she's actually undead. So I
I think we did that.
set her fucking packing the moment I realized that, because the last thing I need is ghouls and ghasts and vampires and whatever the hell else she's gonna bring down upon herself and her wrath on my head. So screw that. Better off without her.
Okay, and what about the rest of the group?
Well,
Mostly bandits. Some guy named the Stag King roaming around the lake area. Happened to run across a few of his friends, and needless to say, I was the last one standing, last one leaving. And then I happened upon these schmucks of a kobold.
So you ran away like the coward you are.
Oh
No. I tactically retreated, and
Left your friends to die. Okay. Yep.
they're not my friends.
They were
in it for the money, just like you guys are.
Don't
tell me anything different.
That you guys are doing this out of the goodness of your heart and not looking at becoming
kings and queens and emperors and tyrants.
In the end, that's all
all
it'll
it'll
be.
be.
You guys will end up backstabbing each other for power, greed, money, glory,
No.
you name it. Especially that one. And he just shrugs over it.
I love
Most of us are
so
not like
offended.
you. Most of us are not like you.
No.
Most of you want to think you're not like me,
but you are
so
like
me.
You
You
just
want what's best for you.
So-
And
hanging out with your little pals here
is just a means to an end for you.
If it was you all by yourself, you'd be doing the same thing I did, surviving.
So typical Republican. Every accusation's a confession.
I think maybe you should tell us exactly where you were, where you abandoned the rest of your party.
There, maybe a tree over there.
Fuck if I know. Where the hell am I?
Where are we?
You guys are basically where the kobold
Thank you.
is
is on the map.
Okay.
They're in that hex.
Might be time to go after that stag lord fella.
So, what was it that you did to stir up the kobolds and Mitflit conflict?
Another funny story.
story.
Yeah, story. That's the word I believe.
Nothing to do with me. I showed up after all the fighting happened. So these schmucks again are worshiping some stupid little idol. Some god, snap jaw, snap tooth, sharp tongue, whatever the hell his name is. And the Mitflits and the kobolds have always been trying to prank each other, kind of one-up each other. And at some point, these guys brought in their some Mitflits as captives. And of course, the Mitflits being Mitflits, they escaped and stole their statue. And that's what I came in. And I saw an opportunity. Yes, that's a cat coming down the stairs, not a human being.
Holy shit! I was like, Corey, someone's in the house.
Yeah, that's coming down the stairs.
Just thumping.
I made a joke yesterday. I'm like, wow, when your footsteps are much later, because she really stepped. She goes, I'm down here already. I'm like, oh, I know. But yeah, when 3PO comes down the stairs, he sounds like a wrecking ball coming down the stairs.
Thumpity.
Yep. But yes, this is, and then they stole the statue, and then they, then the back and forth became some kobolds running out trying to get the statue back, to bring it back to the chief or to myself. And they died, and then the Mitflits tried to steal stuff and died. It's just literally going on for almost 3 weeks now.
It's a good story. I almost believe you.
I mean, you can believe whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. You asked for
taking advantage of the situation.
I'm telling you what it is.
So you were thinking that you would start your kingdom with kobolds?
Yeah, why kobolds?
They're tenacious. They breed like rats. So eventually,
one to know one.
They'll be able to propel me forward when I take out the stag lord, and that should pretty much seal my claim for a kingdom charter. Until that guy's gone, no one's getting a charter.
Why does he have to be such a pain in my butt?
I know, I'm sorry.
I'm hungry. Got anything to eat?
Not for you. I pull it out and rub it in the dirt and stuff it back in.
From behind the mouth.
Well, that wasn't very useful.
So he abandoned his companions to whatever fate.
If we're to believe him, the Misfits and Kobolds just naturally started to fight.
He was just taking advantage of the situation, if he's telling the truth. I believe him as far as I could throw him.
I mean,
if
I believe him
you
as
had knowledge skills you could roll.
Oh.
I have knowledge skills? What?
So weird.
I mean, I guess I could try religion.
Religion will not recall knowledge on it.
Okay.
Well, it'll tell you.
Oh, so you're thinking more society.
Yes.
Okay. So it's in the tower?
Actually, if you use the recall on your activities, it should automatically make it a skill check.
Recall knowledge.
Actions.
What are we trying to recall?
Activities.
Society. Trained. Untrained. Where's untrained? Recall knowledge.
Fuck yeah, I am.
You sure are.
There you go.
You know what? I probably should be. That's okay.
Oh, okay. I have to push a lever. Hang on.
Is that
What do we know of the kobold and Mitflit conflict?
Oblar. and Ordella. You both know that there is definitely a hint of truth. But yes, the Mitflits and the kobolds are
Enemies.
enemies. You
Rivals.
also know that Mitflits are prankster gremlin fae, right? So you know that they're usually more of the jokey, but they can be pretty serious or tenacious when need to be. But yes, especially with the Barblar, with your crit on it, you definitely know that
I'm inclined to believe
that what Tartuccio said is very likely that they did start some fight, and that's what happened. It's extremely plausible, yes, that the Mitflits were fighting, and he just took real advantage of it, absolutely.
he saw a moment and took it.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Can you
Yes,
tell?
I turned on the
Yeah.
I have the button power.
Like I said, he just took advantage of the ongoing conflict between the kobolds and the Mitflits.
Yeah.
Well, well, we know Jathal, is somewhere in the land, vibing on her own,
Doing our undead thing.
doing her own thing. If I'm not mistaken, saved us once.
She helped you in the fight in the Great Hall.
Yeah.
But that might have also been self-serving.
Oh, she healed me. Oh yeah, she was. I'm just kidding. We saved her. She was tied up and gagged.
Yeah, in the kitchen
But then
with the cooking knife and Colonel Mustard.
Then she healed me after.
We killed off the frost giant,
Yeah.
the wounded frost giant.
Yeah, severely wounded frost giant.
What are the odds? Like he would have been severely wounded by the time we got there.
I'm going to pull out one of my candles, and I'm going to pinch off a couple of pieces of wax and stuff them in Tartuccio's ears, and then drag him off to the corner of the edge of the camp light.
Okay.
Well, make sure. Oh, I don't want him to get away.
Mary, do you mind keeping an eye on him?
He feels sneaky to me.
Just a second, I'll make sure he can't hear us. I'll go over to where he's dragged to the edge of the firelight
wanna make sure-
and beat him into unconsciousness.
Shit.
I have one hit point right now, so
One good solid crack to the jaw, and he's out. Okay.
Exactly. My wee fists are non-lethal, so I'm not gonna kill him. I beat him into unconsciousness.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Ordella, I'm not gonna kill him.
okay, you knock him out.
There. Now he can't hear anything.
Sneak off. That's my big.
And then I blindfold him.
Okay.
So, what do we do with him now? I mean, technically, he hasn't broken any laws.
No. We
We
cannot
don't-
kill him.
We don't really have the means to imprison, or the reason to imprison him either. But I have a feeling he's going to continue to be a pain in our asses.
We could.
I look at Lindsay and Mary and Valerie at this too. I want to include them in this conversation. I know Mary's probably all for killing him.
Oh yeah.
She basically
My vote's with Mary.
is leaning on her great sword, which is like an inch from his throat, and just kind of doing the thing, looking at you guys. She has no compulsion about ending this guy.
Okay.
Lindsay
is fascinated by the story.
Who would be?
She's absolutely engaged with the complexity, the cunningness that it took to think of something so weird, like I'm going to invade the kobolds as a
Infiltrate them, yeah.
ritualist and take them over. She admires that. Doesn't admire him, but admires the
Cleverness of it.
story behind it, the cleverness of it, right?
No, I have no truck with that.
I don't know, could we give him back to like Lady Jamandi or anything like that, and maybe ask her to keep him out of the?
That is an option, and Valerie,
But on what grounds?
her ears perk up at your suggestion of that. And Valerie says, if you wish, myself, Mary, and Lindsay will take him back to Oleg's, and then we'll either keep him at Oleg's until the rest of guard comes through, but that could be a few weeks. Or we can also talk to a few of the gentlemen that we coerced away from the Stag Lord, and we can just escort them to back to Brevoy.
Does he still have?
But
Did,
that means we'll be gone for almost a month.
did he have his charter on him?
He's got
He's got it's like the go do this charter you guys have. It's not the actual kingdom
Yeah.
charter.
Right.
So,
Yes, he's still carrying the one, but it literally just is the one that says, go see what you're doing, and if you do a good job,
Come back.
come back. Yeah.
I don't think we have grounds to have him arrested. And I think detaining him with that purpose is probably unlawful on its own, because he didn't really technically do anything.
Valerie kind of
Well,
gives you a look and
he like
says, well,
infiltrated.
He was trying
Plans
to.
were broken
He
up.
was basically
known
trying to.
evil creatures, because kobolds aren't good people, she says. And
No, but we offered the kobolds
We offered them
a
a
potential alliance.
Yeah, and that was to keep them from causing havoc within the rest of the
I think
state. I don't know what to call it.
He was going to use
The
them.
land, yeah. Like
yeah.
my thought was, if we befriended them, then we could make an alliance so that they would stop wreaking havoc. They could have their own section of the land. We would leave
Right.
them be, but that meant that they wouldn't come and terrorize our people.
Right. So what you're saying is by allying themselves with known enemies of Brevoy, we could have grounds to have him arrested.
Was this tribe of kobolds enemies of Brevoy?
And that's kind of the
And
Valerie looks at you and says, well, for me, the thought would be that it just shows that he is not fit to lead a kingdom.
and
And that is,
wholeheartedly agree. He was
that is what you would want taken back to Lady Aldori.
okay. So maybe not necessarily having him arrested so much as discrediting him.
His plan was to establish his realm on the backs of the kobolds. I would say very much akin to slavery.
I don't know that he was planning on building his kingdom on them. He said
He
he
said that
was,
he was going to use them to.
but then he
Yeah,
was
so he's
trying to make
gonna-
a name for himself to prove his worthiness.
And he was going to use them to do that.
And
So they
bringing
bred like rats.
but bringing in a potential enemy and turning him into an ally would be considered a.
He wasn't planning on doing that. He was planning on making them an enemy and getting them slaughtered, all for his aggrandizement.
We don't know that.
I don't care.
That would be the impression.
That is exactly
the
what I
impression
think
I
he
had
is going to do.
And I'm not going to dispute that.
Come on.
But thinking in legal terms,
Are we anywhere where the law
There is no
has
law.
any reign? No, we are not.
but we're talking about returning.
That is
him
why
to-
he did that.
Well, I just want him out of the land.
I think there are several of us that object to just flat out killing him. With that not an option, what are our options? We could send him back under explaining the situation,
escape and we'll see him again.
describing his unfitness to rule. We could, I don't know. I don't think he's willing to reform in the way that the other ones are.
Unlikely that he would join us.
He will. If we send him back, he will escape, and we will see him again. Same shit, different pile. Because that's the kind of person he is.
I agree. However, I can't condone flat out killing him on the basis of his potential irritation down the road. I think the best we can do is release him to the lady's custody and put forward our assertion that he is not fit to rule. And I think that's about all we can do. Unfortunately, it does mean that, yeah, he could potentially be a knife at our backs somewhere down the road.
All right.
He's enough of a weasel that this could be a problem, but I can't condone killing people on the basis of what they might do.
If that was the case,
Solomon would be dead 10 times over.
He'd have to be killing himself.
This is true.
Because you were all over executing the bandits.
And I have come to see the error of my ways, thanks to Lindsay and Valerie. Had he perished in combat, it would have been a different story. But killing him now, not really, to me, an option.
No, I don't think we should kill him.
As much as I would like to never have to lay eyes on his smarmy little snaky face again.
Everybody hates this guy so much.
I'll go along with you guys only because I like you. But if I see him again, he's dead. I will kill him on sight.
You could tell him that. We're giving you the opportunity.
And there will be
to
no
live.
stopping me.
Would stop him.
It'd be interesting to see.
All right.
No thanks.
So
the question is, what are you guys going to do? So you have several options. You can just leave him hogtied here and fend for himself. You can send him off with Lindsay, Amiri, and Valerie if you wish. You can escort all of them back up to Oleg's. And then from there, your crew can head out. It really depends on what you guys want to do and where you want to go next.
Yeah, I guess what other purpose did we have down here? I got the impression that we had other things we wanted to do.
I think we did them all.
Well, you know that eventually that you guys are going to be taking on. You're going to have to confront the Stag Lord, which is down near the top of the lake.
Right.
Because, yeah, we did the Cobalt. We brought Jihad to the Elk Temple.
Correct.
And part of it was, like, defeat or kill bandits.
So where you guys do know is that is right in this area here somewhere is where the Stag Lord's keep is.
We are relatively close to it.
Are relatively close. The bushes, the bush there is the, I believe the, was it radish? No, it was the fangberries. The berries.
The berries there.
You had, the kobolds here, misfits there. Mitflits there.
I guess you.
Yeah.
And you have the mine up top, etc. So it really depends on what you guys want to do. You can go back
dual
legs, or you and escort everyone back, or you can let Amiri, Lindsay, and Valerie take Tartuccio back by themselves, so you guys can continue on while you're in this area. It really just is a dealer's choice of what you guys would like to do and where you'd like.
You know, another option just occurred to me. I mean, if we just leave him here. I mean, he could potentially free himself before something came along and ate him.
I mean, that is always an option.
I mean, or, you know, there's a river right nearby. We can
Drown him?
Well, not drown him, just, you know.
I could trip Ordella while she's carrying him across and he could drown accidentally?
I mean, if we just happen to leave him by the riverbank and someone, as we're crossing, trips over him and he rolls in, do we have to save him? And I'm kind of looking at Valerie when I say this, looking for some sort of reaction out of her.
Or
she
or
gives
Ordella.
that
That's
very
the guy.
condescending.
Yeah, I'm giving the same look.
Fine. Okay.
I'm
I'm
not
not mad, just disappointed. You know, look.
If we left him, I would want to leave him with at least like a slight chance that he could live. I don't want to like just leave him to die.
So what you're saying is we could untie him and just leave him here unconscious
I would be okay with that.
with like
With like a ration for a day.
a ration.
A ration. And then it would be on it.
And if someone happened to sneak off during the night and slit his throat, did I say that out loud? Oh, that was my bad.
Then I better know nothing about it.
Well,
I don't want to be a part of that. I don't like that.
Well, see, my problem is,
This is one of the reasons I'm so glad they're getting rid of alignment.
Yeah,
yeah.
alignment's pointless.
Play
How your character wants to play, not because my alignment says so. I love it.
I mean, part of me thinks that the justice of the wilderness could prevail here. I do think he's a threat to the community.
Society, yeah. I do agree with that.
Um,
Well, then, I would be alright with that. Like I said, with a ration, go our own ways. If he makes it out.
do we know if he was a wizard or
I do.
I think he was a sorcerer.
did he have a spell book on him? Nope. Okay, so he's a sorcerer.
Doesn't anymore. If he did. So when we sleep for the night, I take everything he owns.
He's got nothing other than his clothes on him.
Even checks his prison pockets.
Not anymore.
Naked gnome. How does Valerie feel about just leaving him here with a ration? Untied?
I would
Unconscious?
want him to have like like a fighting chance. Like, we're not saying like
Well, she says I would,
die.
leave his clothes.
Well,
There's
yes.
no point to leave him naked.
No, I did not know that.
But are you okay with that
Avenue.
avenue?
If
You were to leave him here with what we would say is a fighting chance, so he has his
I'll leave him a dagger.
his dagger, or
A ration.
some rations or whatever. Then I really don't
I'm
care.
fine with a ration.
Yeah. I mean,
His first meal's on us, but
Yeah.
you have to fight for yourself.
yeah, exactly. And if Aristotle deems him worthy, he will make it back to civilization. And if Aristotle does not, then I'll even say a prayer over him before we leave him unconscious in the dirt
It's very kind.
with his ration and one dagger and I guess some clothes. And pray for the judgment of Aristotle upon him. Being as Aristotle was once is still the god of hunt, but more important, the god of community, and he would definitely be a threat to
Our community.
our community.
Okay.
And I think,
Think if
out
we
of
left him-
character, absolutely, we're going to see this fucker again.
Well,
There's no way this is
absolutely.
going to kill him.
No.
But shy of actually killing him ourselves and
I think
making sure that
also-
he can't be rezzed.
Perhaps we could give him a warning that like the only time we let him go leniently. So far, he hasn't really done anything like to us, except for
Being an asshole.
be a dick. Yeah. But like, if in the future he did
I like
threaten
the
us?
old West judgment. You give him.
Old
You know-
West judgment would be stringing him up from a tree right friggin' now, not giving him a second chance
No,
to.
because I mean,
But he has
think about the
nothing
laws of Calgary. When Calgary was first, their biggest punishment, because they didn't believe in capital punishment, was you give the guy a horse,
Yep.
a gun with one bullet,
And send him out.
If he was white,
canteen. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, racism was a thing, but and then you send him off, and you tell him if he shows up here again, you're going to kill him. And I think that's already been dealt with. You flat out, or we're planning on telling him that if you see him again, you're going to kill him.
So yeah,
And
this is one chance to leave.
yeah, so we'll wake him up in the morning for that,
Okay.
and we'll untie him and
Okay.
and tell him that we're banning him from ever entering any lands that we may control, and this would be Keith's chance, for Solomon's chance, to step in and threaten him as well. And we're going to give him one ration, a water skin,
Yep.
and a dagger. And then I'll pronounce the judgment of Aristil upon him, and we send him on his way.
I agree with that.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And yeah,
And Valerie really doesn't have an issue
with
with that.
We also don't tell him exactly where he is.
I agree with that.
If he figures out, great, but we're not telling him.
He'll
I think we'll
probably
point-
know from
That
the
way.
hillocks and stuff.
Probably.
because he'll know the area.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so Tartuccio blinks himself awake.
pack up our gear and start heading out in the morning.
And so are you staying
Yeah, we
back
are
to
too.
talk to him, or are you
So
leaving?
we basically wake him up after we're packed up and ready to go.
Okay. All right.
Well, what do we want to do
That's a good question. Do we want to go try to see if we can deal with the
with the stag
Stag
lord?
Lord?
I was like, if we have Amiri, Valerie, and Lindsay with us, that would be in our benefit. While we
Do
are
we?
large.
Because we were warned at one point that we weren't ready to take him on.
How long
Do we-
ago was
Because
that?
you were level 1.
Yeah.
But do we?
Yeah, I was going, how long ago was that?
yeah.
That was our
that's-
first encounter with his
Yeah.
bandits.
So, if we feel that we're ready,
We can always retreat onto. Like
What?
we're down one.
Where do you?
I just realized what the weasel's going to do. He's going to go tell him that we're coming.
We'll spin him around and toss him in the other direction.
Well, how close are we to the river?
We're right here.
The
The river, you're about half a day.
So we hold off this little confrontation with him, toss him in the river.
Which way does the? Well, no, that depends.
Oh, yeah, no, it
Which
would
way
flow-
Does the,
it would-
River
does the-
flows into the lake.
Fuck. Okay. So no, I guess we'll
Just
just.
flows into the
We
lake.
don't wanna-
yes.
I was
You
gonna
remember
say-
that up above where that kind of little tip is the waterfalls.
You're right. So okay.
Let's send him walking in the other direction.
Yeah, we'll
This
just
is kind of
we'll just
like
make
a
him start
very
walking in
shallow
another
valley.
direction. We'll watch him until we can't see him anymore. We'll send him north. And I know Gwen isn't here. Her character is. Can we get her to send an animal messenger? Use an animal messenger spell to send to Oleg to warn him about Tartuccio and his tricks?
The answer is maybe. I have to take a look.
Pretty sure animal messenger is a
That's a good
spell she
question.
could prepare. Because I think that might be like give them a heads up that if Tartuccio shows up, he's up to no good.
All right, I'll take off
I
and
forgot that technically Sienna's with us.
Yeah. She's physically here. She's just kind of out of it.
Yeah.
so my morning preparations.
I mean, for that matter, is that a spell I can cast?
Okay, well, I'm gonna write all this down while we do this.
Rest. We rest, right? We have an overnight rest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now,
I don't know. Messenger is actually a second level spell,
Well, she's third level.
but it will burn her second.
If that's cool, then
Yeah, let me take a look.
advanced alchemy. I will make 2 cheetah's elixirs, 1 eagle's eye, and an antidote.
it is only primal, so I cannot cast it.
Sienna tells you it won't work because it only lasts for 24 hours, and you are
Oh, too far away.
plus 5+ days away from Olex,
How do I chat
by
you,
bird?
Corey?
even by birth.
How do I chat you?
We are several. We are very far.
/GM. And then
Because yeah, Oleg's is like up here.
space, and then your message.
We're way down here.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Does anybody else have any suggestions on spells?
It's 4 days away from her.
4 days, okay.
No matter what, the animal can only travel so far,
Yeah.
so fast. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're nowhere near our little Fey friends.
So you're almost about the same distance.
Did all the kobold friends leave that we had? Because we had made
Yeah, they all pretty much fucked off as soon as they realized what had happened, and the chief was like, "Nope, we're done."
even our good buddy. Okay. A tip.
Well. Oh. We put like a sign on him or something like that.
That's an Turducio.
Yeah. Eek. Like, I don't know.
So we're leaving in the morning. We're walking out.
Beware.
We get about 20, 30 feet past Chartuccio. I run back and beat him into unconsciousness again. He can't have healed very much overnight, so
No, I
I
know.
know, but he'll have all his spells prepared. It'll be initiative.
excellent.
Oh, arcane mark is not divine.
No,
It's the
arcane.
no, but it's the only school that it isn't a spell for. Because that would have been awesome.
So are we gonna go down to the stag?
I think that's the plan. After
We could
Keith
follow, cause we could
tries to
follow
gank
the
him.
river right down. If we all know
Yeah.
how to swim, we could just swim.
we also build a
At least
raft.
we have the head. Donkey, he can't really.
We could also try building a raft. I just don't know that there's much out here to build a raft with.
I presume we were leaving him tied up, were we not?
No,
Ed?
no, not Ed.
So we,
Tartuccio.
yeah.
Oh, no, we're not.
We had to give him a reasonable chance of survival.
And
We left him just like pants and a shirt, gave him a dagger, and went goodbye. Go that way.
that's
Pretty much a goodbye. Don't come back.
Oh shit, it's 13th level. spell level 4.
What are you? Want to send messages?
I'm trying to figure out a way to send messages reliably with people.
Well, let's go back to Oleg's and buy some pigeons. Carrier pigeons.
Okay, that's. Let's take
Order some. We don't have any spells that can do it.
Not until 4th level. And then we get magic.
What about Animal
mailbox.
Messenger? The second level spell. Is it
Yeah,
not?
but it takes. You're not going to be able to get a bird that's going to be able to fly 4 days in 24 hours.
Oh.
That's the problem.
That'd be very.
Oh,
impressive.
Animal Messenger, yeah, is basically useless.
It's good if you're going short distances, but
All right, Solomon, you get to go first. What do you do?
I'll move and punch him
Okay.
because it sounds like fun.
Oh, hang on. You should be able to. Actually, can you see him in the tracker? Male kobold. He's under male kobold.
No, there's no male kobold in the combat tracker.
Why not?
I will close it and open it again. There he is, Tartuk.
There we go.
Control, target, and I will fist him right in the head.
I'll bet you will.
Oh yes.
Giving him the good fist.
so much fisting.
You are going to miss.
He is going to do it again.
Okay. It's at a -4. That is a miss. So you moved, or you moved, attacked.
Yep.
Okay. He is going to. He will attack, or he will cast on you.
That's cool. Slates of distant letters. Once per hour, you can write up to 25 words on one of the slates, and it appears on the other slate, so long as it's on the same plane.
Okay.
And then wiping one slate clean erases the rating for both slates, so you literally could have that somewhere that we need people to check on us. And we could write messages to them. Unfortunately, it's a 13th level item, and it costs almost
So
2,500 gold.
y'all are just ignoring the fact that I turned around and went, ran back and started punching
Yeah, pretty much.
Bertuccio. Cool.
That's on you, man.
I mean,
I'm
how
not
far are you
letting you
away from
die.
us?
Like 30 feet.
20 feet.
Yeah.
And then we got about 20 feet past, so it was a single move.
If things look to go badly for you,
We'll come
I'll
out.
intervene.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
But
maybe
for now, it's just, fisticuffs, right?
For now. We'll see.
I need to.
For now.
Just saying.
Keith, can you roll me a will saving throw, please? That's not letting me click on it, so. You do not make your save.
Oh no.
It's just fear.
Is it fair?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, yeah, he actually.
You are frightened. One. Actually, you are frightened 2.
Because you failed.
Correct.
Well, how easy these are to like twist in a little bite size.
And then he will step back from you.
Yeah, not surprised there. he say anything when we told him
Fuck
a little
off.
spiel? He just accepted it and kind of.
He just shrugged and went, "Alrighty." I mean, there wasn't much to say. He didn't really have a choice with 6 or 7 of you staring him down. So
I wonder if we'd asked him if he would have joined us.
right,
Like, I'm just curious.
I would never trust him.
Keith, that
He
brings
would
you
say
up.
yes, you
I
know?
have trouble trusting
You
Solomon.
are fear 2.
Which is sort of like a curiosity. I'd be curious to see what he would
Or
have said.
frightened 2. Sorry. Fear 2.
I'm going to cast guidance on Solomon.
Okay. Roll your initiative, please. Then you have to. If you're casting on him, that means you're joining initiative.
Fair enough.
So did he step or move or stride?
He stepped 5 feet away from you.
Took a step back.
All right.
I mean, I'm not going to completely leave my friend out to hang. Control click to target?
Correct.
Yes. Where are we at in initiative? It's not showing me.
It's you. It'd be top of the round. It'd be you as you step in.
Okay. There you go.
Cool.
So I guess that was one action. I will pull out my longbow.
Valerie is going to be joining initiative.
Okay.
Oh.
And I will knock an arrow.
Not the way you think.
No, yeah. No,
She's
no.
pissed.
That was not who I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like a Miri who would join next, but I like this. Oh, I'm not.
And that's all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out my bow, cast guidance, and
I'm looking up
Just
this
wait.
guy being like,
Okay.
what's going on right now?
Oh, that did put her in. Okay.
good news is I'm close enough to cast stabilize if you need it. I'm also close enough to cast heal if you need it.
What does Valerie do?
Rolls initiative because I have to get see where she's in. Oh, she actually goes right
Next.
after Obler.
Yep.
All right. Valerie. Yes. He will.
Or first level. 2 second level slots.
6 in a day.
And then
She will move up to Solomon and try to shove him
Good.
out of the way. While saying, no, this is not what we agreed to.
No, bad halfling.
Fuck, I'll help her.
All right. She pushes the target back 5 feet. And she strides right behind you to be between you and Tartucci.
Initiative on this. Oh,
So that was a move and a shove.
my initiative.
Oh, and you're jumping in as well? All right. Then you go
just gonna go over and
next.
shove Valerie.
No, I'm gonna go help Valerie.
So you are technically would have delayed, so you are now at an 18 initiative.
Yeah.
All right. So
Two big
it is
fighters are holding off the
now
3 foot tall fella.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go stand by Valerie,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna like turn to Tartuccio and just be like, "Please leave."
I'm trying.
Yeah, like Basically, be like, while we are stopping this, please get out of the way. And then I'll fucking pick up Solomon.
That would be an attempt. That'd be a grab
Okay,
attempt.
I can do that.
It should be on your actions.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, jeez. 27.
I think I picked it up.
That's versus your fort.
Grapple should be versus my reflex.
No, it's versus your fort.
That's kind of silly. Should be either or, honestly.
You do get a +1 on your saving throw. From my guidance.
Oh, fuck you.
It's not a saving throw, though. It's a defense. Which is at -2 right now because I'm frightened. 2.
That's correct.
Okay.
So you should technically have a critical success there.
Grants the target a +1 status to 1 attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check.
Yeah, it's only on a roll. This is against a defense or say a DC. So yeah, I'm at like a 14 fortitude DC. So you technically got a critical success.
Yep. Got him grab.
Right by the nubblies.
Actually, it's a critical success. You have him restrained.
And I'm struggling like a. Honestly, that should be either or fortitude or reflex because, dear God, you're trying to grab something that's half your size and moving really fast.
Yeah, but she's also a really big person.
Same deal.
Yeah, but that's when you start getting into the argument about can you have your acrobats will tumble through against the person's fortitude save because they're big and beefy, not because you're trying to. No, it's just the way she works, and that's the way it is. You'd like I'm pretty sure there's a feat for it. All right.
Oh yeah, I know there is.
That brings up.
That's why there's a feat for it.
So you're now restrained and frightened.
You betcha, I'm frightened. He's gonna kill us all in our sleep. Don't you know that?
I look back at him. Are you?
Is this any better, Jenna?
Anything else?
Nah.
Trying. I mean, you can try it
I'm
out.
gonna poke her in the eye.
Good one.
Let's
How much
see.
time do you think Tartuccio needs to like effectively get away?
Give me his next action.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm gonna ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna ready
Absolutely.
for when Tartuccio leaves.
Okay.
That's next.
Correct.
So he turns to leave.
No.
No. Oh, okay, cool.
Tartuccio looks at you. Goes invisible.
Yeah, that sounds
And
right.
then you hear a message in your head. And you
He's gonna kill us in our sleep.
hear nothing. But you do see a little bit of the grass moving as he.
That triggers. I'm gonna yell after him. Yeah, you better run, you little fucker. Intimidate. Demoralize. Let's see. Actions. Where is it? Do I have to see them?
For demoralized?
I'm aware. Choose a creature within 30 feet of you who you're aware of.
Which you know he's there.
I know he's there, so
I mean, theoretically, you know he's there. He could have blinked away. There's a myriad of spells he could have used, but
and I'm at -2, so I'll add that. How do you do -2? No. How do you do -2 on your adjustments?
I think the frightened possibly will.
Is it on me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, well then
Frightened,
we'll.
restrained, and you have your
I'll make the.
guidance on you as well.
I have him. Do I still have a?
You still haven't targeted, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, there we go. I will attempt to demoralize him. Yeah, you better run, you little fucker. Okay. It's all good. That was 2 actions to do that. Let me out! You better run, you little fucker. Oh, that I'm at frightened 1 now.
Yes,
Yes,
you're now frightened one.
Look at you go.
And still restrained. All right, so top of the round.
Oblar.
Clear up all the grass over there.
I'm just gonna watch the grass move as he runs.
Yep.
What
Weird.
direction is it going?
Looks like he's heading
north.
Okay. Towards.
Oh wait, not towards Old Lakes, towards the community we stopped at.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's okay.
Very good to drop out of initiative.
Yeah, I am. He's gonna kill us all in our sleep.
Okay, he doesn't strike me as someone that's particularly able to track, but just in case, I am going to, for the rest of the day, cover our tracks.
He knows exactly where we're
Exploration
going.
activity? Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he
He doesn't know exactly where you're going. I mean,
We never told him.
you
you never said anything about where you're going.
At least
not when he was awake.
And you guys,
Does he still have wax
honestly-
in his ears?
You guys
You guys
still
really
actually even haven't decided really
Not
yourself
really.
where you're going. So
I think we're kind of confident that we're gonna go to the Stag Lord. Maybe.
We haven't really discussed it.
I mean, we have. You just are not discussing with us. We kind of did say that that's what we wanted to do.
all right. So once you release
Yeah.
Solomon,
Give him a little toss.
Valerie just turns to you and says, "Is this what you plan to do in your kingdom? Not honor the word given by you and your fellows? Is this how you plan to rule?"
He has no honor.
That makes no
Does that
difference.
mean
You're
that
going
you
to be
don't?
dealing with
many people who have no honor. You'll be dealing with vagrants and thieves and everything else. And this is how you plan to dole out justice, saying one thing.
You're
and then-
gonna let people go who attempt to enslave an entire tribe of folk?
How
Who
do you
cares if
try
they're
to
evil?
enslave them?
He was
lead
duping them into a war with others and against humans.
We literally have no evidence of this.
Whatever.
He turns to rescue and says,
I hope he's not
"This is
your.
how you plan to run your kingdom. I want nothing to do with it."
I hope you're not the first one he stabs
not
to
our
death in the night.
No, it is not.
You'll notice that none of us needed him in actions.
I fear what would have happened if I had not stepped in first.
I was gonna let them.
Why? You already told him you were going to have him leave.
Because Solomon is not my follower, I can't hold him to my words.
Then how are you going to rule a kingdom with him?
Because I will hold my followers
fucking
to
rule
my
me.
words.
Rule with or without him, but your honor will be how you chose to run your kingdom. And if this is how you do it, says no. She turns around and starts heading north.
Solomon, I'm very close to not want to be in a party with you. If we're going to lose people who are willing to be with us because you won't keep your word,
I made no promises to that little piece of crap. You guys made the promises to him.
Then
This
perhaps
is
you should not be with us.
you're gonna let your enemies go off to plot against you and come back and attempt to kill you.
He was not my enemy. He was just somebody that we happened to have ran into, and we wanted to talk with. He did nothing against me or against any of us. He just happened to be pretending to be someone who he was not with a group of people that we weren't even aligned with.
He probably killed them, you know that.
I'm gonna leave, I think. And I'm gonna go back to Oleg's.
Hey, you gonna go with Valerie?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go find her.
She doesn't get far.
No.
I mean, she only left a few moments ago.
I see your viewpoint, my friend, but I don't think I can condone your actions. I'll follow.
Go ahead, gate opener.
Oh, ouch. All right. Sienna will just follow along. I'm not going to
No, that's fair enough.
put any words in her. Obviously, Valerie, Amiri and Lindsay will follow wherever the group's going. So if you decide to head up to Oleg's, that is the direction they will go as well. Oblar and Solomon, where are you guys going? What are you doing?
I'm going with.
Hey, Solomon, where are you going? What are you doing?
They're returning to Oleg's. I'll follow behind.
It is a 4-day travel up to Oleg. During the second. Who's basically in front? Who's leading the crew heading up?
I will. I know where we're going, so yeah.
Okay. Ardella, as you are heading up, you're kind of getting into a little bit of a foresty looking area. And you see a dog just kind of standing in the forest area looking at you.
I'm gonna point him out to the rest of the party and then be like, your boy? Trying to get him to come say hi?
Looks at you, whines a little bit, and then turns around and walks about 5 feet away from you.
You wanna go?
So, try to lead us, is what you're saying? Right. Because you said it
Like
approaches
why?
us? You said it walks
It
away.
was just like standing there.
It was in the forest.
Yeah.
It saw you, it whined. You made contact with it, and it turned and walked away and kind of stopped.
Okay.
So maybe. Do you wanna? Can I
I'm
make, like,
going to cast a quick detect magic.
yeah, as I say, make an Arcana check against it or on it.
Or a knowledge check.
No magic around.
It's just a dog.
It looks like a dog.
Okay, I'll pull out my longbow
Okay.
and be ready for
Yeah.
an ambush, but also keeping an eye out for what might. Gonna make it.
Sienna can make a.
Yeah. See if
And
it's
we'll handle
actually.
it.
I don't know if
Or
she's trained in
nature.
it, to be honest. Assume she is.
Command an animal is untrained for nature.
Definitely.
What's the word for the thing that you put around your neck that you hang badges from?
A lanyard?
Yes.
I like it.
I just couldn't remember.
She.
'Cause I think apparently my beard and shirt are rubbing on the microphone.
Oh.
So I put it down on my computer. I think next time I'll just bring a lanyard.
And I can also put a pin sock at the top.
Oh, do you have them for these?
Oh, of course.
Then maybe I'll grab one of those and we'll see if that works any better.
So
Apparently it was only an issue when I had my head down. Apparently it works decently well sitting on my computer, but I gotta be leaning forward. If I lean back, I think it'll... this whole time I was still covering our tracks, even though we're not heading towards the...
Sienna gets an inkling that the animal does indeed want you to follow.
See, she didn't prepare to speak with animals.
Maybe? I don't know. No. Magic training twice.
Alright,
As you approach the dog, it again moves about 5-10 feet forward from you. Stops, looks at over its shoulder at you. Continue following.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye out on the surrounding wildlife, see if they're reacting to anything other than our presence and the dog's presence.
We're now like by the forest, you said?
Yeah, I think he was assuming.
It's slightly forested, as in there's trees and stuff in the way.
Like a cop.
I'm just gonna put you guys onto the. Okay. As is the norm, three companions will stay off to the side to guard for.
Ed's with me. My damn donkey.
Well,
They will make sure nothing happens if you get in trouble. All right. As you guys wander in, you hear from by a tree. Dog takes a second. Captain coming. Okay, to put the where's oh no, map's there. Okay. You see the dog leading you off to kind of the northwest, and you hear.
Can you unlock our minis? Can you unlock our minis, please?
Yep.
There you go. You hear
soft moaning of what you think sounds like someone in pain.
Like a person?
You know what else sounds like someone in pain and moaning?
Someone in pain and moaning?
I will, I'll go over in that to like where the dog is.
Swear to God, Corey, if it's an ogre and a bugbear, I'm not reliving that again.
I'll go over to where we
Twice is enough.
Oh my God, stop.
So I'm using what cover I can to avoid notice
Okay. Absolutely.
from everybody.
Fine.
You
You see the dog move
up
up to there. It stops and looks back at you again.
Okay. I'll go. How far can I go? Well, can I go up right up to it?
Yeah, you can absolutely.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah,
We're not in initiative right now. So.
Solid. Then yeah, I'll go right up
I'm
to
going
it.
to move up where I can cover her with my bow.
Okay. Sienna will move up
One more over. I'll go
with
right
you,
beside
keeping Tweak And then as you, Ordella and Sienna get there, you see a young man lying between a couple trees, and he looks fairly battered and beat.
Oh my gosh, okay. Is he conscious? He appear to be?
He seems to be in and out.
Do you want to help him? I would like to.
I can cast stabilize from.
Okay. I'm gonna go right up to him, I think.
I don't know why the headers are yellow. Really fuck.
Range of stabilize.
Now to stabilize, if they're at like one hit point to stabilize, do anything?
No. Target loses the dying condition, though it remains unconscious.
He is not dying.
Okay.
So
Just
I'll
leave.
save you from.
I mean,
Yeah.
action.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I'm not expending any resources at this time yet.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that he's not going to die before we have a chance to actually. And I will take the seek action.
Okay.
I get a +2 if there's been 30 feet.
And so if I hit the apply thing, it will apply to all that I was successful against?
Yes, correct.
Cool.
Secret check. Seek check. Watching for any trouble.
Okay. You see, so Sienna and Ordella, you see him, he's lying between boulders with several bloody makeshift bandages, patching
Both like you can see.
painful-looking wounds.
Let's cover for
I don't know if Sienna is gonna come help, but like if she does,
Sorry, I
I can
shouldn't
help
have
her
rolled
try and
against
like
you.
maybe repatch some of his wounds. I personally don't have any medicine
She
skills,
does.
so
She's
like
a
I could
battle
assist
medicine.
her.
So,
Could also just ask me for healing. I can
You know
reach him
what?
from
This
here.
is also fun. Well,
It's your call. I would rather not expend resources.
I
until we-
also think that maybe we should try ourselves before using magic. See if we can maybe.
I'll heal him. Here from behind the bush.
The bush says I'll heal him.
We're like looking around.
we can get. I can have Sienna do her
Right? Yeah.
her battle magic. I just gotta get that target.
Okay, don't let the
properly.
players that are here do stuff.
Heat down. Whoop. No, he's not dead. Thank you.
Okay, I won't heal him then.
Going to try.
No thanks.
Check. What do you think? Would you try it at expert level, or would you try it at regular level to try to
Usually
get
does
to
it regular
I think
level,
she
so-
does. Yeah.
So you do it at regular level and do assurance.
All right. She succeeds. He gains 2d8 points. This button should apply it. Oh, look at that work. Oh, look at that. Get 2d8. Look, 8 points. Okay.
Good stuff.
So she gets down there and starts bandaging the stuff.
I try and befriend the dog.
Owen? Oh, sorry. Sienna would be up. Second. Owen?
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Oh, this is bigger than I thought it was.
Owen and Solomon, please make me perception checks in the tower.
Like a seek action?
Yes. Let's go. I'll get you when we move back. Okay. And Keith, same thing, please.
Just did.
Oh, that
That was Sullivan.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. It disappeared on me. Had it, and then
Scroll down. Keep going. And that-
oh, I closed the basic action.
Wah, wah. There we go.
No
Thank you
problem.
very much.
You are
problem.
super oblivious.
Probably
Okay.
focused on this poor guy's pain.
Second.
Ask him what did it to him. I'm still keeping a watch out.
If they're within 30 feet, I get +2 on that.
Nope.
We both did, yeah.
The hidden one is the flat check is reduced to 3 for concealed and 9 for hidden
Oh, F1.
instead of 11.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Those gathered around the
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
correct.
down guy.
Yeah.
I forgot that you can send things. I was like, what are you talking about? I have no idea.
You can right click on the person and send a whisper between each other. If you want to send it to me, just hit /GM, and then it should.
I always send a task
Send.
just to make sure.
Yeah.
He looks up at you.
He thanks Sienna for helping him. He says,
No,
"Coughs a little bit, you see a little bit of blood."
/GM then type.
No, so
Oh, other way.
/GM
W.
then type.
base G.
That's what it is. Yes.
Oh,
Slash.
/WGM.
Yeah, it's whisper. I didn't get your last one.
Oh, I didn't send
It
it.
was just what you said.
No, I was gonna do some long search, sneak around, and go kill him.
Nice.
Oh. So much stuff popped up when I did that.
Oh, the first time you try it, it gives you a bunch of stuff.
Really.
So you hear another.
I just seen that come in.
Actually, you can see me now. And I yell, "Hey, Ardella, something to the north of you! I hear something to the north of you."
Ordella and Sienna can now make the seek
I
action.
think it's big.
Can I look?
It's a seek action for a reason.
See.
Can Sienna do a nature check to see if she
Basic
can figure out what
actions.
hurt him? Was that
On your activities page.
And
That would be a medicine to figure out what hurt him.
oh god damn. Okay, hang on. First, I gotta push a button. Oh, actually, I gotta push a button twice because someone else got a crit. Okay, and then that one.
So
It's
sneaky, I'm
three.
like waiting.
Okay, so Ordella, you.
I just drooled a little bit. Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny. I still had him targeted. That's why I did that. Weird. So Sienna and Ordella, you critted. So you hear precisely to the northeast a very large creature stomping through the trees. And the young gentleman this is a troll about to attack. We need to kill it.
Oh my god, no.
Shit. And he coughs for a little bit of blood. And with that, initiative.
Poor guy.
I swear to God, if it's Tertuccio and Illusion, I'm just gonna kill him. Although if he can simulate a troll, he's more powerful than me.
Can I roll stealth for it?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
You are very sneaky, sir.
Shit.
I did yell the warning, but
Damn!
Oh,
Hilarious. Gwen's gonna go first now. And you guys gotta figure out what to do with it.
So far. Oh, she is still going first.
Oh! She eats ya. What the hell?
and then there's me.
Where's Ardella? Oh, there's Ardella. Oh, way down there.
Ardella rolled a 4.
Okay, so Oblar, from where you were standing, and where Ardella points out, you now make out a large creature that is coming through the trees like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah!
Exactly. And you see a you see
I don't see him yet. I just hear him going. "Rrr, rrr, rrr, rrr." Stompy, stompy. Oh, I do see him.
Well, this is where
No,
I
I don't.
say that you're going to need that icon that I asked you for last session. You probably forgot to make.
Yep, sure did.
I start by casting spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Oh, you just need a spiritual weapon.
Yeah, token that I have access to that I can move.
But no flaccid dick knives, though.
I know something.
Unfortunately. What is it?
What's your weapon supposed to
What
be?
does it look like?
Apparently, I can't spell spiritual.
Well, it would normally. His weapon is a bow, but it's a melee weapon. So I think we decided on
A bow staff.
probably like a dagger or a.
Why not a staff? Because an unstrung bow.
Start beating people with it.
We'll go with a mace.
Hey?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I have like a whole bunch of pictures.
There are tokens.
Ooh.
E.
There's a
There's a Morgan. There's a
That'd be a good one for Ezreal.
So that's my
Out of the hunt, a net.
complaint about.
What?
If I click that I've cast it, it then disappears from my list. So then I can't use the actions for it. So I have to go back into preparation mode there.
I
just don't click on it until don't click the button. But you can go back and prep, and you can actually unclick it. And don't do it until the end of your.
Nope, it's not letting me.
What does it look like?
Oh, there we go. I'll just.
Right,
have
you've
it.
got a mace hovering beside you.
Is there anything fancy about it?
About what?
The mace? Like what it looks
Well,
like?
It's a spiritual weapon. It's a spell.
It looks like a glowing mace that's kind of floating in midair by itself.
The head of the
Where
mace
would
is
you
shaped like a
put it?
stag.
Let me know if you can
I
actually
was like,
grab it or
is
not.
there
I don't know if you
anything cool? I
can.
mean, like any extra flair? I need a good picture in my mind.
Well, it's on the map, so.
Could be shaped like a. The head of the
On the
mace
map
could be
beside him.
shaped like a stag or a
You know
boar's
what? It
head.
is on the
or-
map beside him.
It's gonna look like a. The head of the mace looks like a ram's head.
Nice.
Oh, cool. This is what I'm talking about.
Funny
Funny thing is, I think I actually have that spiritual weapon
There you
I
go.
like it.
asset list as well.
Anyway.
So you can next to a foe. So it's gonna appear next to the enemy. Next to the.
So it
So it could be within 30 feet, I'm assuming?
It should
It should have a
120 feet.
120 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
So I'm just going to move it over here. Can you move it, by the way, Owen?
I can.
No, I mean on the map.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
Like, can you grab it and move it?
It's in darkness right now, so I can't see it.
You can click on yourself again, and you'll see the whole map.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Okay,
Perfect.
So
Because
sometimes if I drop icons on, they lock onto the screen. You guys can't move it, but if you have control of it, that is yours. All right. So you pop it in.
I'm just checking to see if it gets an attack right away.
I
I believe it does.
Yes,
No.
makes a strike. When you cast a spell, the weapon appears next to a
okay.
foe you
Okay.
and makes a strike.
So then I target the creature, or does my
Yeah,
mace?
you target it.
Okay. So I'm gonna untarget Solomon. Target the green giant.
You still got me targeted.
Shit.
Well, after
It's
this,
not letting me
I want to
untarget him.
befriend
There you
the
go.
dog.
Now I'm not targeting.
No.
I started to say that. Right?
No, 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 that's the
initiative.
target of the
Just
spell.
kidding. Just kidding.
Oh,
wanna
the
make friends
effects.
with the dog
Okay,
after.
gotcha.
And you've got me targeted with the light. That's why I'm glowing all the friggin' time.
Okay. Well, then why don't I remove that? No.
Oh, this man's name is.
Oh wait,
Oh, I gotta
On me.
remove that.
Mondeo.
No, it doesn't remove. But maybe you can remove it.
I'll see.
Oh,
What
does everyone know? So, does everyone know where you are now, Solomon?
Yep, they heard me yell that there's something to the north of us,
So I gotta remove all the hidden.
I definitely looked right to the north.
Ah,
for that.
okay.
and I stepped out from cover. Actually,
Okay.
Oblar could see me the whole time. I never had cover from him. So
It's
Why? Oh, I can. Oh, why does the photo look like that?
oh
no,
Sorry.
I don't have that on/off thing on it.
Of the
So
giant.
click on
What?
the on.
It
Okay,
looks
just
so
give me a
gross.
second.
Okay, sorry.
okay. So that was a 2 action to cast.
Okay.
I didn't realize
Can I see it from where I am?
that it was on there because the way that I had the map, it was cut off. So I'm like, where
You
did
got
the mace
two
go?
trees
So I like
in the
zoomed
way.
out.
So
Yeah, you can just middle. If you hold the middle mouse button down, and that you can auto move around, and you can zoom right
And
in.
then I
and stuff.
I
strike.
see that now. Yeah,
So
I
that's my
just zoomed in
action.
on these.
Okay, so those are your 3 actions. And did you
On
hit?
the-
Oh
on-
no, you. Oh no, you hit and did some damage. Okay.
okay, can't why is that?
All right, Sienna.
It looks so.
What do you guys want Sienna to do?
Something awesome. She doesn't usually like to risk tweak in close combat with nasty things, so she could cast a spell.
Yeah.
Produce flame?
What spell she got?
I don't know what spell she has for attacking.
She has Detect Magic, Electric Arc, Guidance, Produce Flame, Ray of Frost, Magic Fang twice, and Flaming Sphere.
What's the range on Produce Flame?
Produce Flame has a range of 30 feet.
Should have to get
So
closer.
I think she should move up to within 30 feet of it and can use Produce Flame. If this guy's saying it's a troll, I'm assuming because probably know the one associated with trolls that
No, you don't.
you don't. Okay.
I was
You
gonna
know what
say,
that would be?
Nature check.
A recall.
Recall knowledge, nature from the one who has nature.
Do a recall knowledge nature. It actually might be society because
Okay, so you want her to do recall knowledge as her first
Is
action.
it?
Yeah.
yes, please.
Is it nature? It might be society because, like he said, they are
Well,
humanoids.
I mean, she can try nature. Either way.
Oh, I keep hitting this. I take this off. I also don't like these. It's like,
I'm not having any trouble with mine.
I don't like. Maybe it's the shirts I wear. I don't like having it so close to my face.
Well, that's why I'm thinking a lanyard.
You gotta remember, if you put it on the ground, no one will hear you guys.
No.
Because the mics are meant to be
I don't like
up.
it.
That's so I just keep close to it.
I just keep hitting it with my necklaces.
Do you have a couple of
And I have a
liners we
feeling
can
that
try
you can
with?
hear it.
I do. We can try it after we finish this combat.
Sounds good. Okay. I think Gwen would be the one that would have the problem with it from her because
She's so quiet.
she's so hard to
Yeah.
pick up in the first place.
Call nature. He knows a little bit about trolls, but not a lot.
Not a lot. Okay.
But she does know that they are susceptible to fire.
Okay. How many actions does Produce Flame?
Is a 2 act.
Does she have a defensive spell she can cast on herself?
No, but she can raise her shield.
She can put her shield, yeah. She can raise her shield,
Which is a 1 action.
which is 1 action, and then move closer.
Yeah, yes. I just don't want her to be the primary target.
And
If only we had someone that could, charge or something.
Listen.
she'll move there.
I'm at the very bottom of the list. I'll get there.
Faster.
All right, Solomon.
I'll get there.
Get good, son. God, I love this 3-action economy.
I do like that.
Having run Forgotten Realms last week, it feels clunky.
Yeah.
compared to this.
10, 20. Ooh, 25 puts me there.
A whole lot of. Can I do this with my move action?
Okay, so you're moving up for as one action.
Yep.
Okay.
Stealth and shoot.
I don't have my crossbow out. But I will.
Let's try this. Let's see if that works.
I
like
move up
flip
behind that
my-
bush,
Looks very buff.
It does, right?
and I will.
I look cool as fuck.
Like you're a greaser. And you got your cigarettes rolled up in your sleeve.
Like Jack Nicholson, one from the Cuckoo's Nest.
And
He's always
I
got
will-
the deck of cards.
Yeah.
hide from him.
Okay.
And I will apply result.
Yep.
Wait, yours has the mic on the top?
They're
Oh, you rolled up your sleeve to do it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I like flip the sleeve over.
Yeah, I see now.
I know. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna get it to work.
Now,
Okay. You attempt to hide from the green-skinned giant. You guys know.
It looks so gross.
Maybe you look gross to him. You ever think about that?
Probably do.
I look beautiful to all speed.
With your,
Five.
your smooth, pallid skin.
Yeah.
Your complete lack of frill.
and then
That weird red thing always been there.
5.
Siblis? No, he's usually down below, but I was
Does
filming
his
a certain
eye
way.
does it light up?
10,
I'm extremely sure.
15.
He's just a puppet with,
Oh.
with eyes.
They're just
they're
I will
gems.
stay right
They'll
there.
catch the. They'll catch eyes off it.
Staring at me and I don't like it.
But
Like,
you're
yeah,
mad at
Lark,
Lark.
you'd be more creeped out. But anyway,
And I will use my cheetah's elixir. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, that's cool.
okay.
You go really fast then?
Gives me extra 10 feet of
Just makes
movement.
talk super fast.
Yeah.
Talk super fast.
Yes, I drink a cheetah's elixir, giving me extra 5 feet of speed.
Dodge in, stab and dodge out.
Well, it gives me 30 feet, so I can sneak 15 feet.
Okay, he can get there. He will.
So if Sienna dies here,
I blame you.
okay,
Yep. We're all agreed.
Keep her as
we're all agreed.
safe
No,
as
we
possible.
don't agree.
He moves up as one action.
Okay.
He will. Oh fuck! Didn't even have to move that far. All right, he will stop right
He will reach out,
because he's got 10-foot reach.
reach out and gently caress Sienna. I wish to meet with you.
He will move. He will
Correct.
claw.
Yeah.
She has her shield raised. Oh, it still hits her.
What's the DC of seduction? It's very high.
She takes 18 damage off the first.
That's no caress. That he, yep.
I just realized.
his
She can try to block that, but it'll only reduce it by like 3. So,
Yeah, she got wind shield.
and it'll completely destroy the shield.
Yep. And then it will attack a second time with its.
Shield cantrip. Shield cantrip is probably the one to get.
All right, and it will attack with. So hang on one second.
Oh my gosh, has healed Sienna for 25.
Here's the big one. All right, and then it will attack with its second claw
Thank you.
and
Cheers.
-4, which will miss. Ooh,
It'll only miss because she raised her shield. Good
Ooh.
call, guys.
I think it would have missed without raising her shield, but
Nope, it would have hit her with the shield. She has a 19 AC. And now with the shield, she has a 21.
All right, the dog.
Scampers the fuck away.
Yeah, good boy.
Get to safety, puppy.
Uh,
Dog meat in Fallout 4. I can't use dog meat in combat.
say Kingmaker will stand as his first action. He will.
Bless you.
He will target the giant, and he will use hunt prey. So he will. Sorry, just gotta see. Plus 2 survival perception when he seeks. Plus 2 to survival checks. Okay, do that. And then he will also call out to you. It says you need to stay mobile to avoid getting the troll the opportunity to claw you. It'll rend you to pieces if it gets both claws on you, he says. And he backs. He will stand up as one action. He will Hunter's Prey as a second one. And then he will pull out his longbow as his third action. He has to stay there. Ordella.
Okay.
Don't want to stay toe to toe.
No. Okay, so I could run in, hit him, run back out.
So long as he doesn't get opportunity attacks.
One second. I'm gonna look at my inventory.
I was gonna say, do you have any weapons?
Oh no, we're about to see.
I think
I think you have a longbow. I'm pretty sure you have a bow.
Yeah, I have a longbow and a short bow, apparently.
We don't know about the fire thing. Is that what we're
And a
hearing?
javelin?
Lots
of stuff.
Santa to tell you that fire will affect it.
Okay.
Also have a javelin.
You can just use that.
Oh, we are getting raided by Fantasy Grounds. Again, my sounds are not going off. Drive me nuts.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for
hello,
joining us.
Fantasy
We're
Grounds.
also on an ad break. That's
Oh,
well, in a second. Hello.
Yeah.
I'll type.
If you're not in an ad break, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any weapons?
no. I didn't make
Yeah.
any. I made
Pints of
cheetah's
oil.
elixir. I made cheetah's elixirs, eagle eye elixirs, and antidotes.
No, I'll use the longbow. Why? I can't
I can't
remember
sneak
how
with
to.
them.
It should be in how to do what?
How to.
Target?
Yes.
So control and click on card egg in the
Combat tracker.
On the combat tracker or on the map.
or on the map on his icon will target him for you.
Okay, there we go.
Got pints of oil on me. But I have to drop my bow to use it.
Sienna has.
That is going to miss.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna try that again.
Okay. Charlie pulls out the bow, fires, misses,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Readjusts her aim and misses again.
and misses again.
Well, it is what it is.
Now bows have a 0 reload, so you can't fire again. It'll just be at your second
I'll try that then.
at your second attack because it is And that is also a miss.
That's also a miss.
Correct. That's your third action.
Oh, it is.
It is.
You
So
had
what
to
you
pull
do
it
is
out, right? That was one.
draw your weapon, Fire.
Hold
Yep.
on, yep, I'm done. Got nothing
right.
else to do.
Top of the turn. We go to Oblar.
I sustain my spiritual weapon first,
Okay.
but moves up to him and attacks.
Where is R2?
Probably sleeping somewhere.
Dylan?
All right, so Oblar.
Bridge!
Hey!
there you go. That is your
Spiritual weapon.
spiritual weapon. Now is that an action to make an attack?
No, it's
Action
it is.
sustain it.
It's action sustain.
Sustain, right? Yes.
Nice
actually, that's
crit,
two.
too.
Damage. Spirit damaged.
There we
That was
go.
an action. I will then cast True Strike upon myself and Shoe Steal.
Okay. So true strike and shooting.
Crit again.
Oh, crits again.
Boo, yeah!
What are we at for?
Great, I'm gonna miss
3 for
completely
me.
every shot.
And it included the precision or the lethal damage.
Yep.
It also pins him in place.
Damn, look at you!
You get your crit specialization?
I do. An archer.
Right.
I am not,
Right.
as we can clearly tell by what Nordella blew
What
plays on her
is-
bow.
And that is all 3 actions for you,
Is
sir.
he mobilized or restrained?
I don't know if he's trained up. But that was my 3 actions.
Brings up Sienna. All right. Sienna is within reach. What would you guys like to do for her?
I think it's if she tries to leave, will it attack her?
Guess what kind of check that is. It's a recall knowledge. To know that kind of information about your opponent. But she did not, unfortunately, know.
Right, because she did a recall knowledge check, right?
Correct. And she knows about the fire weakness to it. So she is currently in its 10-foot reach.
I mean, she could do the flame again. Or what is it?
Produce flame?
Yeah.
Produce flame. She also has flaming sphere.
Is that a Oh! Flaming sphere would be better.
Yeah.
Does it have the manipulate trait? Because that would provoke.
That is a damn good question. I don't. Flaming sphere.
And then if
Automatic and
possible,
verbal. Yes, it does have the manipulation trait.
Okay. Which means she would provoke.
Correct.
But there is no withdraw action.
Yes, there is.
It's
Step.
just step.
Step.
But she's already. Oh, she would step just out of his reach. So, yeah, I would suggest she's 5-foot step back,
Which would you like to step back?
directly away from it.
Okay, so she steps back. 1.
Okay. Then cast flaming sphere, so it's right between her and it.
Okay.
Potentially, this thing might have a fear of fire.
Okay. I was gonna say I would like her without out of its reach. That's
Yeah.
good.
And it's fine.
It's so big.
It's
what she said.
It's so big.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Look at her butt. It's so big.
Giant. Like it's in
It is actually a
I was gonna
giant.
say.
It
Where
is
would you
a
like her
giant
to
thing.
put the flaming sphere?
Giant
Within
human
30 feet of her.
It's going to be between her and it.
Maybe closer to it. Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
I
like
agree. That's
adjacent to
exactly
it.
where I was thinking. Like it.
And
Yeah.
you push it into their space.
Yeah.
Okay, so she throws it there.
Anyway, want to try these? Peanut butter wafers.
Throw that on herself.
They're not.
So she has
They're
flaming
not
sphere on
like
herself now.
super
That's
sweet.
2 actions.
Thank you.
Boop. So those are gone.
And then
Have a
it's
pop problem, but as soon as it's
Attack
gone.
on her. She has.
Yeah, I'd recommend not.
Yeah. I really want to try it though. It sounds really good.
Yes. So she will.
make it attack it.
Oh,
out of
crying out loud.
He saves. And
Critical success, no
Critical
damage.
that was
success,
it?
no damage.
No.
Wah, wah. And
Wow,
that
that's
is
still-
I
her.
thought
Button
she
Kronk.
rolled that to attack
Push
it,
button,
and I got
Kronk.
really excited.
Oh, yeah,
You're right.
Critically saved.
Yeah, you critically saved. Getting close to pickle time. All
What
right.
did we agree?
Or pickles. She's gonna hate pickles
Solomon.
by the end of this campaign.
Yep.
So, do I still have cover to him?
No. Have to be one square to the right to have cover from him.
Bugger. So I have the step, hide, throw.
Yes. Yep. That'd be all 3 actions.
That licks balls.
So the target is immobilized and must spend an interact action to attempt a DC 10 athletics check to pull a missile free. It can't move from its space until it succeeds.
And what does immobilize do? Just that? They can't move?
Yeah, can't move from.
Just do an interact, strength check,
Yeah.
and then after that, he can move full.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll take away an action, so.
So, yep. And you know what? I'm going to step.
Okay.
I will move over there, and I'm gonna crouch down behind the bush and hide.
Okay.
So, do I still have him targeted?
Yep, you still have him targeted. Yep, absolutely. Ooh.
My result.
Okay, go ahead and apply actions to.
I did.
Okay, perfect.
I am hidden. And now I will shoot from cover. I throw my filter's fork at him.
Great.
Are you kidding me? I'm rolling that again.
All right. I'm still clocking it as a crit miss. All right, go ahead and reroll. Oh.
What?
I don't know why it's doing that. There's something up with the hidden. It's making you do a high check. Anyway, you hit. It was not a crit, but you did definitely hit.
Yeah, but it's saying I missed.
Yeah,
Go ahead and roll your damage. You can override it anyway.
Well, it's not giving me my sneak attack or anything like that then.
Hang on. Go ahead and roll. That's fine. We can roll the dice on top of it.
All right. Filter's fork.
Okay, and then roll d6. 2d6.
He kept it to
Just the D6.
Yeah, just d6. It's not like 5e where that every on the odd levels they all go up. But he can put it on every single attack. It's not just a single.
right.
Not
Not
one.
the
So
first attack of the round.
correct.
Another 5.
Another 5. Okay, in 1 second.
Plus 1 for
49.
backstabber.
Okay. Nope. There you go.
I think it's because it's giving him concealment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's saying he's hidden, isn't it?
Yeah, it's saying he's hidden. Yeah.
From me.
Definitely an issue on that for sure.
Anyway. So that was 12, 13 points of damage to him.
Correct.
And that was a move, a hide, and an attack.
Correct.
But I have cover, so I have +2 to my AC.
All right. He gets to go. So he needs to make athletics check to break.
I believe so. Roll check. Yes, DC 10 athletics check. A very easy one.
Go
Go for him? Yes. So he
Expends
first
the action.
breaks free.
Okay.
Second action.
And there's that flaming sphere next to him.
Yeah, he's not wanting that. And that mace is driving him up.
All right, but he does know where the halfling is.
You betcha.
5, 10. Yeah. So
You have
he's
to move that far.
second-
Got reach.
he's got reach, but he wants to get as far away from that flaming sphere as possible. So he will move up to there to get right in his face, and then he will get to swing once at Keith. All right, and that. He will target Keith.
You will target
Not target
Solomon.
Sienna.
Hopefully he doesn't target Keith, otherwise he's
And then he will
That'd be
claw at
wild.
you.
Coming through the table at us. Oh my
That is a
God.
hit.
Of course, it's a hit.
10 damage.
Someone
And that's all he can do.
Someone did a rating prompt where they wanted to see
Puppy dog.
where the main character slowly falls in love with the reader.
Oh,
And
that's
then the
hilarious.
last line in the book is, please don't quit. It's
not-
I don't want to
He
die.
has him
Oh, that's
targeted.
sad.
It's not an animal companion, the dog?
Nope.
Just a pet?
Apparently.
Just a good boy.
He will. What does Hunted Shot do here? Takes 2 quick shots against the one he hunts. He makes 2 strikes against his prey with the required weapon. If both hit the same creature, combine their damage for the purpose of resistances and weaknesses. Okay, so that's what he will do. So he will Hunted Shot, and which will fire the bow twice at him.
Oh, what a guy.
Push the button, Grog.
I'm going to roll that right now, so it does the damage properly. Otherwise, if I roll a second time and it's not a crit, it won't do it properly. Jesus. And then the second one is a miss anyway. Okay, so that was his damage. That was his Hunted Shot. Then I don't know Ranger very well, so hang on a second. Oh, okay, not big. Okay,
That's a 2-action attack, isn't it?
It says it's a 1 action, so I'm assuming it's 2 plus the flourish, so it's all 3 actions.
Oh, he can only use it on his first action of the turn.
Correct. Yes. So he fires it off.
Like you can get one called
And yes,
sudden
he calls out
charge. It's a
that,
flourish. You can only use it on the first attack of your turn.
He screams.
Uh-huh.
That big flaming spear.
Della.
I want to run in, but it feels like a bad decision.
I mean, what's the worst that happens? You die?
Yeah.
Again?
And then I just pick a new character. Hey, I came back. I have that thing now. Is it tough?
Yep.
Hard to kill me.
Die Hard, I think.
Or the toughness that you
Toughness.
you roll 9. You roll 9s or better instead of 10s.
Yep.
Start at 9 instead of 10.
There you go. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Sure, you got this.
I mean,
Alright.
And you just use the hero point immediately, and you just come back without any wounds.
All right.
best
So
part
first thing
is
you'll have to do is drop the bow as a free action,
I
and
should
pull out your
or
sword.
using a javelin.
Or
No, I was
what do
using
you?
the bow.
Yeah, she used the. So what are you going in to hit him with?
Oh. I feel like I want my shield available. So,
You'd have to don your shield, and you'd have to pull out your weapon. That's 2 actions, and then you would have to move in.
oh, well, then I'm not going to do it.
Isn't your bastard sword versatile?
It is.
So you could draw your bastard sword, two-hand it, move in, attack it, and then next round,
Pull out my
pull out your shield. Bastard sword, one-handed.
Okay, I like that. I'll do that.
All right. So drop weapon. That's free.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pull your sword.
Yeah.
You're gonna move up to him, and then you're gonna attack. Now, one of the things you can do is go 5, 10, 25 feet movement or 30.
25, I believe.
You can't quite get around.
Get flank.
Yeah,
But you can start
flank.
moving.
So she came through that first square. Did she get attacked?
I want to see where she finishes her movement first before we.
I guess that would be probably as far to the side I could go.
Correct.
Is every second day.
Yeah.
And as you walk in there, he swings.
He gets opportunity attacks.
It's important for you to know.
Yes.
And it is claw.
Where are you going?
Ooh, critical hit.
Oh, ouch! Oh,
29 damage on the claws. You come rolling in.
Always
Oh,
around,
I
always
wish I
jump.
had my That's okay. Alright.
I wanted to see that.
You know, I know
That
you
made my day.
I know it did.
And now
That
you
made
can
my day.
attack.
Oh.
I often adopt the same pose, just so you know. And I got that
Plus
visual in my head.
14. Wow. Fuck
But you
this
have
guy.
clothing on.
Not when I do that
Like
pose.
he's a really large pole.
Alright, but now it's me.
It is.
I hit him.
Smack him good. I have a feeling I'm gonna be.
So this is do I what which actions?
This is your first. No,
my
this
first.
is your first attack action. So it's still at your full.
But it is your third action.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last thing you do this round, but it is your first attack, so it is at your full bonus.
Might be the last thing you do.
But I'm doing it two-handed, so how do I change that on the
Do we have
an option?
Sorry. Second.
I think it should become a D12, not a
Yeah,
D8.
you should be using a D12.
I mean, you can always roll your attack.
Go into your little weapon thing on your actions,
Yeah.
and you'll have
Little magnifying glass.
no, you get the melee. It's right next to the weapon name.
Yeah.
You get melee range, and I think it goes two
Of a
hands.
sword.
Yeah.
Click on that.
You can scroll through those. It should give you two hand.
No.
Only between melee and ranged. Damn.
We'll have to add in a. Go ahead and see if you hit first
So
of all.
roll your attack roll, and then you can just
And then what we'll do is we'll have
Traits.
to add that in.
D12
Two-handed
plus.
D12. That's what I want. How do I add that?
That's you're gonna have to do it as a separate entry.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Go ahead and just attack with your plus 10. A 4 will not do it.
What?
Or do you want to hold on to that chip in case you hit dying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
When I had two, it was fine.
If you get pasted to the ground, you need to save that chip.
All right. So that is all of Carly's actions. All right.
Find a way to make.
Move up to top of the turn. Oblar.
Oblar, you see the troll come in.
You see
And fucking smear Ordella.
just absolutely just backhanded with the claws. And you see like part of her breastplate is getting ripped up. She got a nice chunk missing out of her neck. She's bleeding.
Long. If I have anything to say about it, and I do,
All right.
I'm gonna do 2 action heal on her. Two.
Oh.
29. The exact amount of damage that she was hurt for.
Like I said, no damage. It's gonna be like it never happened, except for the damage.
Now we
there.
need something to remove its actions.
Oh. Okay, so that was 2 action,
Yes.
and then I will.
Sustain.
Oh yes, I have to sustain. So I will sustain,
Yes.
and then so I'm gonna switch my target from Ordella. Don't want to smack her, but
I have a question about Sienna. Can she move that sphere?
Yes.
She
As
has to sustain as well.
Yeah.
and that's when she gets to move
Sustain,
it.
she can move it, and it'll attack as well.
misses. Boo.
All right.
That's my actions.
All right. Sienna. So first thing she'll do is she will sustain. And as she sustains, she will move. See this turn into a token.
Oh yeah. Your sound is not quite loud enough, so all I hear of your combat
I
sequence
know.
is the occasional scream.
Me too.
Yes.
Funny.
I linked Siren's Deep to my Foundry as well, so my last session, we were fighting an ice troll. I had the ice troll combat sound in the background.
Nice.
Had the creaking of the deck underneath them and the wind in the rigging and
And one action to sustain.
Alright, she will move the token over there.
look at our conjured items buddies.
Now she can move it up to.
Oh, it got bigger.
It's because I think the proper token now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, now it's an actual
I think she
token.
can move it 30 feet.
That's what I'm going to check. So.
Because putting it on the other side of Ordella would be better, because Ella's going to want to step into that square.
Why is she going to want to step into that square?
Okay. You can leave the sphere in the square, or roll to another square within range.
I'm not
within
fucking
30
standing around.
Just saying.
Where would you like her to move it?
I'm going over there, getting flanked,
here.
and then I'm running behind
Sorry, how
bush.
far did you say she could move it?
30 feet. So where would you guys like her to move it? Actually, someone can grab it and move it, honestly. I
5,
think.
10.
So right there?
Yep.
Absolutely.
So long as it doesn't affect everyone around it.
No, it's not like the D&D one. It is literally she has to, like he said, roll it into someone, and that's where the damage is.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so she is going to.
So she moves
We
it.
rolled that onto the bit, like into his square.
That's exactly what she's doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then is she
That's how you attack
still
with it.
targeting the guy?
When
I
you
think it might even be by the wording of it. It actually enters his square and stays there.
Oh, look what happened to it!
Wait.
Oh, it critically failed to save.
It
Oh,
critically
okay.
failed. That does
think
double
it's
fire
fire
damage.
Oh, nice.
It's also weak to fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
She ended up doing
I can hear the fire.
34 points of damage.
Points of damage.
What? Probably.
Vulnerable 10 for fire, I'm guessing.
Yep. Okay, so that was her sustain.
she still has 2 actions.
He still has 2 actions.
She could produce flame.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, would you like her to produce flame and chuck?
Yeah,
Yes,
because that's a
please.
cantrip, right?
Produce flame 100% is a cantrip.
Is it an
That's exactly
action
what
to
I
throw it as well, or is it can it be part of the action?
So small
It's-
ball of flame appears
It's either a melee or
and you lash out with either melee or range and make a spell attack roll. So it is an automatic.
Yeah, it's a
Fire
2
off.
action cantrip, like everyone.
Oh, okay.
And she just.
And she will ranged attack and miss.
Boom.
But hey, there you go. That was great.
That was a
When well, be very excited that she credited when she wasn't here.
yeah.
That's epic.
You know, if she rolled, she wouldn't have got a crit. So, I guess it was rolling, not her.
Correct.
Can I move to the square, fit in the square opposite Ordella around the back of the troll?
Yes. Absolutely you can.
And I move directly there.
Okay.
Doesn't that provoke?
It would have,
he never
but
leaves.
someone soaked up in
Soaked up that one already.
Oh, yeah.
You
forgot
threaten
about
the
that.
area around you, so as soon as you move, you're not doing the
Yes, if I
step action.
leave the square.
It is an attack, but it already did the attack as you came in. Its turn has not gone again. It has not refreshed its reaction, so he can walk around behind it, and now he is in flank.
And I quick draw my cooking knife because
And I believe
I threw.
Is there a way for you to flat-foot it to your attack, Keith?
I do not know. It does not automatically give me the flank.
It does not. No, I don't have that kind of.
So
Flat-footed.
flat-footed.
make sure it didn't appear on you. Nope.
And I added flat-footed to the roll.
It does.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you'll do it on your side.
Yeah.
Then.
And
Your attack roll.
what am I attacking
Guard
with?
now.
I am
No longer flat-footed.
I am going to attack him with my cooking knife.
All right.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? And I already used my thing.
All right. So you moved, attacked. You still have an action.
Nope. Sorry, Ordella. I can't take another hit from this guy. 5, 10.
And moving again.
$15. Well, that's, yeah, 5, 10, 15.
Okay.
And
All right. Okay, and now Hard Egg goes. All right. Oh, well, he's got one person in front of him. He's going to attack Ordella. He will attack with his first claw. Hits. He will attack with his second claw at a -4.
Miss. Does if he claws? Rend.
He would get a rend, yep. He missed with 2 consecutive claws, so he will just take a bite on his third. And that is a miss. Doggo stays away. Doggo does the exact same thing he did before, so he will fire 2 shots. He will miss with the first one. Miss with the second. All right. Then he will.
So those
Take a
2 more
third shot.
critical misses?
Oh, yeah, it's a critical miss. Yeah.
Both of them critical miss.
Oof.
Yeah, that is brutal.
Okay, and then his
Well.
third shot.
he's also
It's also a critical miss.
Are you kidding me?
Well,
Well, he's also -8 at that point too,
Why is it a
Oh.
minus
he's
8?
also level 1.
Because
because it's 3 attacks. That's his third attack.
He does that hunted shot that counts as 2 attacks,
Yeah,
but you don't add it until the end.
correct. Ordella.
Okay,
So his third attack is at -10.
I will try and hit him.
Okay.
I try. Still target loaded. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
That is a hit.
Okay.
Oh,
How do we want to do? Because I'm trying to do it two-handed.
Just grab your D12 dice
And then just
and just throw it. Yeah, and I can add the plus 5 to it. 8, 13. Okay. And before we leave today, I'll add that on there so we have it for the next
Now
one.
you could release.
One attack.
You could release as a free action,
grab my.
ready your shield as an action, and then raise your shield as your third
I'm gonna
action.
do that.
Okay, so release, which is free. Ready your shield, raise shield. So on your character sheet, click the shield raised icon. All right. That will bring us up to the
And now it just means
top
that my
of the
sword's
round.
one-handed, right? Like I'm still holding my
Correct.
sword. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oblar. So sustain.
Yes. Sustain first. I still have human targeted, so this will be E. Nope.
That will miss.
1.
Hard to hit this guy.
He's above our level. He's a tough creature.
He is.
I am going to longbow him.
Okay.
Go for second action. That's a miss.
And then I'm gonna change targets.
Okay.
Try my new hot button.
What'd you do?
I cast guidance on our new friend.
Oh,
You know,
it didn't. No. Wait.
you know,
Condio.
Akundayo. I was
he
close.
seems to- he
Because
seems
he's
to
gonna
need
do more damage than I am if he hits.
something. Show him that we're friendly to
All right. All done.
the healing that he was.
Sienna. So she's going to again sustain.
Sure, they should have done it.
Yeah.
And
Good news is I can't do it
she'll
all next
attack
round,
with
so.
with the flaming sphere.
Correct.
You're just angry with me over
fails
the
the
gate
save.
opener comment.
That too.
We had to have a chat.
We do have to have a chat.
Oh, damn. And she kills it by rolling the flaming sphere into it.
Yeah!
Wow.
Flaming spheres for the win.
It is also
Guess what part
an weakness to flame.
Yeah.
So
So therefore, it did
26
26 damage. First of all, she rolled 16 on the damage just to begin with.
2 6s and a 4. 3d6 plus 10 damage from the flaming sphere.
All right.
I mean, go Sienna.
No. I'm thinking she was the MVP.
Agreed.
But we'll still leave it up to our viewers.
Y'all would have been standing there
Or do I mean viewer?
and surprised by it if I hadn't said something or heard it.
Sure. And if I hadn't pinned it to the ground, it would have had 3 full actions. So I think we all contributed to it.
Yeah, it still pasted
clawed
me.
at you.
No, it only had 1 attack on me. It still pasted me for 10 points of damage.
They hit me hard, that first one.
That crit is disgusting.
Click the pull
Absolutely.
button.
Sorry?
MVP poll.
At the end of this.
No, we can do it
Flaming Sphere is
No,
the
it's at the
MVP
end
of that
it's the end
fight.
of the encounter.
All right, the poll should be up.
Oh, no, changing my vote. Changing my vote.
I have nothing fire.
The only thing
Fire resistance potion is what I've got.
I have oils, but it takes me an action. I have to pull it out. That takes me an action. I have to prepare it, second action. Then I throw it as a third action.
We need some downtime. I could make some alchemist fire.
Well, maybe if we get back to Oleg's, we can
We
have some
can
downtime.
add some enchantments to stuff.
Enchantments around. I can also make that.
All right. Okay, so give me 1 second.
No.
So,
Akundayo,
And we could go after the bandit.
he
thanks you profusely for helping him. Oglar, you happen to notice
That he is wholly, completely evil? Okay.
Knew
The
it.
troll was good aligned. Damn it!
Go retrieve my filters fork.
you
you see north of you a large sack that
The movie.
the troll dropped before he came stumbling in.
Yeah, I'll go grab it. Drag it back.
And it looks like
Ben
Ben won it. Yay!
Oh, I see. At the top.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll go grab the sack and bring it back. Party.
Okay.
once we have it back,
Can we
I
get
will
hero
cast Detect Magic and read
things
aura
other
on it.
ways?
So, you find,
in there,
there's
there's
several pounds of miscellaneous
bits of broken armor and worth junk, handfuls of coin, a
cold
cold
iron kukri,
talisman, and a small hammer.
It's a martial art weapon.
Nothing
Talisman,
crazy.
you say? What kind of talisman?
I do not know.
Now, does my read aura tell me anything?
That's a good question. Second.
Oh, it is a 1 minute casting time.
Yeah.
Casting is complete. You either know whether the item is magical, and if it is, you learn the school of magic.
You walk by to go get the sack. You see me sitting behind the bush.
I can cast third level spells. I can hide.
The talisman is a ring of dried interwoven leaves. And it is divination.
Oh.
How do you identify items in this game? Is it the appropriate, it's like Arcana or
Correct.
Nature?
But you need to do it during your downtime. Well, not downtime, but exploring time and stuff. So while you're hanging out in the...
Pull up my healer's
Okay.
tools
Um,
and treat my wounds.
Oh, I got real scared.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ekandayo also points out
he points to these
blue
leather bracers that Argad was wearing.
He
He
says
all of Gragglebeard's minions wear bits of armor like this.
But
Gragglebeard's
Gragglebeard's
the only reaver who is allowed to wear a full suit
of
of Wyvern's hide armor.
Who is Gragglebeard?
What?
Is
Gragglebeard?
it
Who dat?
Troll King?
He
He is a dangerous hill giant who wears hide armor made from a wyvern.
Oh.
Oh my.
You happen to know the location of Ed Regalbeard?
Thank you.
He says, they all wear bits and pieces of armor, but only Gragglebeard's allowed to wear the full suit. The
The
Reavers have been moving through the wilds of the River Kingdoms for years, targeting small isolated settlements for destruction. They leave none alive, so there is no threat of reprisal. They missed me when they destroyed Brittle's Hill, and I intend to make them pay for that mistake, and for all the lives they've...
So where's Bristle Hill?
Or where was?
Where was Bristle Hill?
Bristle Hill was
in the River Kingdom, and he points kind of southeast-ish or southwest-ish. He says, unfortunately, where Gragglebeard and his compadres are, I don't know. I haven't been able to track it.
So you were chased here by that thing?
No.
Or were you tracking it?
I was tracking. I don't know what happened between Kargag and the group, but Kargag decided to leave.
Oh,
Were you
right.
tracking it on your own?
Yes,
That's why we found him lying there on the ground, hurt. I'm guessing.
Probably
He just kind of hangs his head a little bit when you say that. He's like,
probably trying to give advance notice.
Okay.
Pat him on the knee. You'll be okay.
You. Okay.
I suggest that maybe Sienna can look to his wounds a bit more.
she actually can because she has the ability to do that twice a day.
Did anybody else survive from your?
I think he was
Really?
solo.
Bristle Hill.
Thank you.
Nope, he said he was the only
Only
survivor.
one.
Correct. Oops.
Yes.
You look like a trustworthy fellow. Do you want to join our group?
I am.
We can also help you get to, like,
Civilization.
thank you.
We're on our way to Oleg's. You
Get
know
it.
where Oleg's trading post is? We were on our way there. Okay, well, you're welcome to join us and travel with us
We
if
can
you
help
want.
you get back there, and then you could maybe get some materials for yourself. Give me food.
Yes, he does have food.
I'm like, bro, you're all by yourself out in the middle of nowhere.
And she manages to treat wounds and heal them perfectly.
Oh my god, what was dog?
Do the risky surgery on him.
Can you imagine?
Didn't have that yet. I still want her to do it. Anyway,
I would have had it long ago. I'm taking Barber
I found
instead of
him
medic.
in the woods. He was hungry and wounded, and I've helped him out. So he's just
But you should be thanking
Hang
him
on.
for guiding us to you.
He came and got
yeah.
us.
He says he's a good.
Who's a good job?
He's a
Who's a
good boy.
good job? Who's a good boy? As I'm looking up into this dog's face. Who's a good boy?
Yeah, I'm
Who's a
giving
good boy?
scratches too.
And you see him just kind of look and go. Hey,
How does Tweak?
You look like you could make a good riding dog.
Tweak is indifferent to the dog. He doesn't care.
Tweak treats the dog how Sienna tells it to.
That is the perfect answer to that. All right. So what we're gonna do is
Tweak, eat the dog.
You know what I need to do, you guys?
Tweak, stop eating the dog.
Perfect.
Experience.
Tweak, stop eating the dog.
Vote earlier, guys. Vote earlier.
What about earlier?
Wait, is the rest of the party with us? No, it's just us right now.
No, they came because they were all leaving to go to Oleg's.
Amari and all them.
Yeah, they were going to go to Oleg's, so we followed. Sorry, Valerie was going to go to.
All right, give me 1 second just to quickly move you guys out of this.
Yeah, you do you, Corey.
Okay. All right. What do you guys wish to do? You can continue heading north. You can rest for the evening if you wish.
So what square? Which hex are we in?
Yeah, where are we?
Okay. Where are you? Second. That.
We were heading straight north from the Kobold
Yeah.
Square X.
You guys were basically in the hex with the mid
Oh,
on your way north.
okay.
Yeah, Oleg's is
Way up there.
is there. You guys
This
have
one, right?
correct. That is Oleg's outpost right there. So you guys do have a little bit of
1, 2,
a
3.
walk.
Let's try to go through this hex. I don't remember if we've been in a hex before. I think we have, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, you have pretty much been through most of the hexes up in that northern area.
As in explored them, not just traveled through.
As you've explored and walked through them. The only things we've noted is anywhere there's a hex that has had something in it. So yeah. So you guys can take your long rest.
Is he coming with us?
Yes, he will travel with you. Yeah, he's
We'll get him up there.
he realizes that there's strength in numbers. He's seen your prowess in fighting and taking out the troll. Your insane bravery of running in and getting absolutely smoked. And the cunning of rolling the fire into it. So
I find the rest.
it's me.
Oh, okay.
That should have reset everything. Right.
Spell.
So, you were saying?
Well, we're traveling along. It's about earlier, guys. I want to apologize. Things were said. It was heated. I have a bad history with people trying to control others. I'm a member of the Bellflower Society. Something about Eldheim you don't know. It was a sanctuary for our people. And with its destruction, the sanctuary was lost. And what he was doing just smacked of what has been done to halflings for the longest time.
See Oblar kind of collapse a little bit in on himself.
Currently, the Bellflower Society is looking for the one who betrayed it. But now, knowing your story, there's no way you could have known. You had no harmful intentions towards the Bellflower Society. I'm not going to tell them what happened. And I apologize, Ordella. I'm not apologizing. What's your face?
To Valerie, yeah.
I don't apologize to Valerie. I apologize to Ordella. But creatures like Cartuccio don't deserve our respect. They don't deserve honor. They are scum that should never be given a second opportunity to harm people again. I'm sure we're going to regret releasing him. All I seek here is a new sanctuary for my people.
I just don't want to be someone who can so easily kill. I don't want to be a person who can just make a decision to kill somebody so quickly. I would want to have more, like, just for me, like, more hard proof that he was going to harm us. Or
you saw his actions.
I just saw that he wanted to join a clan. Yeah, he pretended to be someone he wasn't.
He deceived the kobolds and would have been the ruin of the kobolds. He used their god against them.
I guess.
He would have been their destruction. And because of him, that tribe has fractured and is every kobold for themselves now. We could have at one time, if without his actions, negotiated a peace with those kobolds. Sure, I think we could have. But now there's however many kobolds were in that tribe, all over the place, acting like people think kobolds act. And they're gonna steal, they're gonna do the bad things that kobolds do just out of survival. All because of Cartuccio. So we can only move on from here. I don't expect your forgiveness. If you can find it in yourself too.
I just hope that in the future, if we make a decision and it's one that you don't like, that you don't do it you want to do anyways. In like a civil society, we don't always get what we want, but if the majority of the group decides to do something, I think we should honor that decision of the rest of the party.
Yes, I will. But dealing with people like Cartuccio, there's no way we could have a safe place for, in my opinion, because this is why I'm here, there's no way I could have a safe place for those the Bellflower Society are rescuing and aiding. And there's no way we can have a safe place. He will betray them in the end.
I guess, but like if that's the decision that's made, then like we'll have to deal with the consequences later. I don't know. I appreciate the apology, but like I do think that this will, this is something that I do strongly believe in, that if we say something, then we have to follow through on that. I don't want people, I don't want our people to not trust us, to not know if what we say is true.
I will abide by our decisions in the future.
All we can ask.
All right.
On that note, we're going to do a quick bio break. GM has to pee, and we're going to get some water in us. Again, probably won't take the full 15 minutes, so just hang out, folks, and we'll be back in a few. All right. And thank you, Rosalda, for recent subbing. The funny thing is, like I said, we heard that go off on my main computer when it was on the splash screen. I don't know why they're not triggering properly when they're not on the splash screen. So I gotta work on that as well. So thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what's up with my mic. I have some guesses, but again, I can't start mucking about with it on the stream. That'd be a bad idea. Unless for some reason someone is picking me up, which that's what it sounds like. I can see everyone's mics bouncing when I get to it. Hang on a second.
You know what? Mine fell off. I didn't even realize it. Well, that's fine. That's fine.
No, it does nothing for me.
Gonna say, is that Gwen or a cat?
So we get up for at last watch. I'll prepare a really nice breakfast for everybody. Let's see.
So what does haste do again? Does that give you an extra
Oh yeah.
action?
There we go.
Nice.
I do cook a nice breakfast for everybody. And I give what's her face, Valerie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her. An extra couple slices of bacon.
Oh.
He is an absolute stealer of chairs, especially my chair. He absolutely loves my chair.
You could just see his ears pop up when he came to get a little pet.
Math reveal.
Odin also likes to steal chairs. Jana's by preference, but he'll take mine in if he has to.
Yeah.
But he's also got his own chair, and then the couch. And if people sit in his chair,
If I get off my chair and I've been on it for a while, he immediately wants to go. No, you do not get to go.
Odin,
Keep from the chair.
And the smell.
Yeah.
He loves me. He's literally, R2 is 100% Gwen's cat, and 3PL's 100% my cat. Yeah. He only gives me face rubs. He'll not do it to Gwen. And yeah, it's very cute. Which is good. We both have our cats, which is
Ours are semi-feral. Just come around when they want affection.
yours is also fat.
Hey, he's not that fat. They're not that fat.
He sits around the house. He sits around the house. When you have to move around him,
He's a big
because you can't
cat.
step over him. You might
He
trip
is a
over him.
big cat. You can still lick his ass, so he's good.
Jesus.
so I forgot to tell you that
R2?
my Forgotten Realms group, they have a menagerie.
Yeah.
They expanded it again.
Oh, Jesus.
They now have a goat. The barbarian paladin decided that he was jealous of the other Goliath. Sorry, the Goliath paladin is jealous that the other Goliath in the party has two ogre owl bear companions. So he's now has himself a goat.
All right. So you guys, so Keith makes a really good meal for you guys.
And gives Valerie an extra share of bacon.
Yep.
There you go. She's still
Giving
not
you Harry Eyeball.
happy with your conduct, but
Your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
but your
I wasn't gonna kill him.
your hello, sir. You're not supposed to be up here. There you go.
You're not allowed up here.
But he will try. He
Yeah.
is on
He
everything.
jumped
betray
right
anybody.
over.
Yep. Anyway, all right. So it takes you about a day and a half or so to get back to Oleg's. As you arrive at Oleg's, they're very happy to see you.
I immediately asked, any more packages from home?
nothing has arrived
Oh yeah, you're right.
that I'm aware of.
No alchemist tools or lab?
Well, he has been able to restock. It's been about a week or so since you guys left. My goodness, 1, 2, 3,
Would have taken us like 8, 9
6,
days.
7, 8, 9.
We've been all
It's
over.
been about a week, almost 2 weeks since you guys are gone.
If only you had some sort of calendar.
I do. But every day you guys, like each hex is considered a day.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of look to see where you guys had went, how many days, and then how many days you spent licking your wounds in certain areas and stuff. So it always makes it interesting. So when you guys get back, you definitely have your downtime that you require. What are you going to be doing?
Do we want to try and find some way to communicate with Oleg when we're further away?
Yeah, it sounds like all the options are higher level.
Got any carrier pigeons, Oleg?
He's like, not something I normally stock.
Okay.
Might be an idea in the future to think of getting some carrier pigeons.
I can look.
We're all redeeming the kitty cam. They're just so cute.
Okay, so items.
Yeah, sending isn't until level 5.
Okay.
Yeah, animal
Which is
messengers.
the
short
same level
range.
that
Magic Vine and Occult, actually.
which is also the same level that Magic Mailbox is.
What the hell's magic mailbox?
So yeah, there is a spell called Magic Mailbox. So basically, you get 2 items, 2 containers that are matched, and you give one to the person you want to send things
It's a
to.
4th level spell.
Oh, is it? Okay.
There's also a
So that's 7
Secrets
points.
of Magic uncommon spell. That's why I'm like, I don't remember ever reading that one.
But anyways, you basically cast the spell, put something in there, and 10 minutes later it appears in the other container.
Yeah, 3 bulk of non-living, non-magical material. All right, so I'm assuming during your downtime you're going to start trying to look over all this gear you have.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to maybe like sell some of it?
Well,
Do
we
we want to
can
maybe identify it?
we can
first?
identify stuff while we're traveling
Also
because it
that.
only takes like 10 minutes.
Correct. There's a check every day. That you could be doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys have made it through, I'm not going to bother rush past the rolling and stuff because, my God, I don't need that much dice in my life. The dust, you realize, is the dust of appearance, which if you go into the party sheet, you can see it under the items now, inventory.
The party sheet.
So if you go up the top
Well, the
of
three
your bars,
profiles.
there's like 3 profiles. Top right
Yep.
of your...
And then there's
that'd
an
be
inventory
left.
tab on the side, and that's our party inventory.
Oh no way.
So the
It'll
dust
show
of
your
appearance.
inventory also should show party inventory. It'll show party coin as well.
It's effectively.
What's the magic
a-
ammunition?
So we're going to go through all of this stuff.
And there's a rune stone.
Oh, Jaybear, thank you so much for the subscribe. And see, that didn't go off.
Oh nope.
Jaybear just subscribed, but I didn't get my alert over there. I don't know why the alert should be coming in. Anywho, I will fix it. The rune stone is a +1 weapon potency rune.
Okay.
You have 2 arrows of sleep, or sleep arrows as they would be called.
Nice.
And that is all the current. And you do not actually have Crouching Horn Devil Ivory Statuette anymore.
No, that's what I thought.
He wrecked that.
Yeah, he shattered.
And the brass wedding ring is a brass wedding ring with a pearl.
Yeah.
Correct.
We'll ask Oleg if he knows of anyone that's missing a wedding ring.
He blinks at you.
His wife, right? I wasn't here for that session, but we never got it back, did we?
We were looking for a wedding ring.
For her wedding ring.
So, before I ask him,
Do we know what it looks like?
let me make an intelligence check, see if I remember this, because Owen doesn't remember this conversation, but Oleg may.
Does Oleg remember?
Does Oblar?
Oblar, sorry.
I would say probably
You
does.
sure do.
Okay, so
can-
I will quietly take aside Oleg's wife and hand over the wedding ring. Show her the wedding ring and ask her if it's hers.
Oh yeah, she burst into tears, gives you an absolutely enormous bear hug that almost choked you out.
They're there. And the only reason I can do that is because she picked me up to give me a bear hug.
Yeah, literally.
Otherwise, we're doing it to her knee.
She is absolutely thrilled, and she looks at you and says, "I know it's not much as a thank you, but please accept anything we have in the building up to about 50 gold.
Oh my
Does
god.
that seem fair?" She says.
There's no thanks are necessary.
Oh, she says,
You would-
Oleg wouldn't allow me to go find my ring, and you have done something I didn't think would have been possible.
Where did we find it
absolutely
again?
insist.
Get a recipe
It
off
was
of her.
in the Kobold's lair.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get a recipe off of her.
Well, I'll discuss it with my
It's not.
group. And
I thought the bandits took it.
She
Didn't know where it went.
Oh, okay.
And when you guys looked through all of Tartuccio's stuff, it happened to be in the bag of
fucking
Tartuccio's.
Tartuccio stole it.
Okay.
Well,
Well, no, you didn't steal it,
but
He ended
it
up
was
with
just
it, yeah.
Okay.
A kobold stole it and gave it to him as tribute.
Probably.
Do you want to take the dust of appearance?
Sounds pretty fancy.
Keith?
You
Guys could get story.
And then also, if we tell, oh, well, I guess it could be considered like defeating the kobolds because there are now not like a clan, but we'll see.
Not a major threat. Maybe
Yeah.
just a bunch of individual.
Yeah, it
threats.
could be useful at some point.
Well, it was a like a quest, right? Like there was a reward for doing it.
Yeah. Oh yes, that was true. That was a quest turn.
Where is it? Let me find it.
Dealing with the kobolds, and they're no longer
Section 8.
Are they no longer a threat?
they're no longer a major threat.
Yeah.
Together, they are much more dangerous than separated.
So we could always see if we'll get a reward for that. They might not accept what happened as like an answer for it.
We will also warn them about.
Tartuccio?
Tartuccio was
Tartuccio.
making them a threat,
Yeah.
and
Stirring.
we have multiple witnesses that we've dealt with Tartuccio as the kobold threat.
And hypothetically, like there could be an alliance later on.
I think we should keep the leatherworkers' tools, and perhaps I'll take the skinning knife, and nobody minds because I can use that in my survival.
Oh, I'm not even looking through any of this. Go for it. I don't think
Sleep arrows. Do you
I
mind
think
if
I-
I take those? Because I feel like I'm probably the best archer.
that. Yeah. I do have an arrow somewhere.
I shoot
also.
bolts anyway.
Right. Okay. Did you want to take the
Solves that problem.
spike snare crafting materials, Keith?
Need snare crafting to use them,
Okay.
and no plans on
So
So
two
crafting
snares.
snares.
Obler?
Yeah. What's the unidentified item? Can we identify that?
At the very bottom.
One unidentified item.
When you
When
show
you
it
show
to
it to
Lindsay,
Lindsay,
she's
he's like,
"Oh,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
sure."
sure.
Says,
There's no problem.
It's
Written in
Undercommon.
Undercommon.
Okay.
So written in charcoal and
Undercommon,
Undercommon,
the paper consists of two columns, one labeled us,
and
and
one
one
labeled
labeled
them.
them.
In the
In
S
the S
column
column
lists only two things.
Cobalt
Cobalt
statue,
lots
lots of spears and coins.
Oh.
Other
Then
then
column
lists
magic dust,
lots
lots of coins,
and
and shiny human ring.
Oh. Okay.
It was an inventory of the stuff.
It was
It was
the
the
flip
flip
note.
note.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Well, she can have it if she'd like for her notes, for her
Yeah.
book.
Sure.
I don't think we need that.
Can you use martial weapons?
It'd be a nice little something to put in the novel.
That would
she's
be the
writing.
cold iron
Yeah.
kukri.
Hatchet.
Oh, hatchet.
I thought it was
Hatchet's
a
a
kukri.
simple.
It said kukri, but I think it comes up as a hatchet.
And it says it's a,
Oh, it's a martial
common
melee.
martial melee.
Correct.
I don't use martial weapons.
I guess we'll pass that off to our fighter. Do you want to divvy this up amongst us as we're doing
Okay,
this?
so to Ordella.
What's
Yeah.
one of them?
Dust of Appearance, I think, should go to
To Keith?
Keith.
Yeah.
Okay, so Solomon.
He's the most likely to come across something that you can't find.
Okay. Sorry, you said something about the leather worker tools?
I think we should keep them as a group item.
Yep.
But the skinning knife, if nobody else wants it, I'll take it.
Go for it.
Because I can use it in my...
Knife is
I
going to
don't
Ogre.
imagine Sienna why you do it.
And then...
The runestone, +1 weapon potency rune. Who would like that? That is one where you attach it to the weapon, it becomes a
You
+1.
transfer it.
Yeah.
The
But it's just a runestone, you have to just mount it.
yeah, you need to make a crafting check.
Yeah.
But from a rune, it normally costs 10% of the rune's price, but from a rune stone, it's free. So I can transfer that to you, or you could.
Yeah.
And
So
Keep it
basically
in the party
anything.
for now, then, if you want. Or unless we.
But
is there
I
a
think
specific-
make it
oh,
some...
a +1 weapon. Give me. While she's not looking, on our first day of downtime, I steal her bastard sword, and I transfer the rune to it. I can.
So that's going on to Ordella. Okay.
Okay. The check is
Anything we wanna do with
DC
those
16.
beaver pelts if we want to sell them?
Try to sell them, yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, I didn't even close that, but
Yeah, I can do that
I
later.
could see Oleg wanting them to sell.
so in the morning while she's not
We
looking,
buy them from you for full price. Absolutely.
she goes out to work out or something, and I steal her bastard sword from her bunk, and then where is it?
Make
Crafting.
a crafting check.
Yeah, it's not even secret. I just roll. There we go.
I know.
Just bounced off that 20. But a 23 will absolutely do it.
So I transfer the rune into her bastard sword, and then I put it back on her bunk.
So you now have
I don't tell her about it.
Potency room.
I don't tell her about it though.
First time I use it in battle, I'm like, whoa! I hit so much harder.
Alright, so let me move this stuff down.
I might be silly. What's this, like a spearhead? Is that just like a little part that goes on top of the
Yeah.
spear?
It's
So does that
spearheads.
mean like we can make 12 spears out of those?
We
Yes.
could, or we could just sell them.
Yeah, I'm also.
Again, Oleg will buy them from you.
I think
Probably
we
just
should do
spike
that.
snare crafting materials as well.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Sell
but go
those to
for it.
Oleg.
So basically, you would create a spike snare trap out of it, but you actually have to have the feet to create snare
Oh, I
traps.
see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Then yeah, we can sell those.
I wish we had a ranged weapon to
So we're
transfer.
going to
the orange.
cured beaver pelts, which all
I
I
do
can
have
do
the
is
+1
dodge
dagger.
Shoot, I
Can-
could have transferred that rune to his bow, and then taken the great axe that's magical and transferred it to your sword.
Well, I have.
You still can do it.
Can we still do that? Yeah.
You can still move stuff. You
Yeah.
can move runes around. So.
No, I can move it to a rune stone and it just becomes a generic rune. So I can take the empty rune stone. You have that great axe.
Yeah.
And you like your bastard sword more than the great axe.
I do. Yeah.
So I'll take that great axe and transfer it to the rune stone.
Yeah.
I think
So transferring it to the runestone
Honestly,
doesn't
probably
cost you anything?
sell the
remove
great
one
axe
rune
as
from
well.
one item to another, or swap a rune on one item with a rune on another item, which can be a rune stone. To swap the runes, both must be.
Are there ways
It is free of charge. I just need to do a crafting check to transfer it to the rune stone. It's transferring it to something that doesn't have
A rune.
a rune.
Correct.
All right, so
So
just want
just
to go through again. So
Cured beaver pelt, leather worker's tools.
No, we're going to hold on to them.
Yeah, we'll sell the cured beaver pelts as well.
So who would like to hold on to them because I do have the inventory.
I can take them because I'm the survivalist,
Okay.
and I'll just put them in my leave on floor.
Okay.
Um.
Let me just move that down. Then I'm going to sell the rest of the items out.
Well, also. What is it? I have like a short bow and a long bow, the composite ones, and I definitely don't need two of those. As we saw, I'm not a very good.
With your strength, you're better off with the composite.
With the long, yeah. So we could sell the short, and then if we're taking the +1 off that great axe and making my bastard sword a +1,
Oh,
then I could
yeah.
also sell that great axe after it's gone, because then I can still just two-hand my sword.
Yeah.
Right,
We can worry about all that sort of stuff off screen.
Okay.
Yeah, the mitt footnote though.
All right,
Goes
so
to Lindsay.
I'm gonna.
what I'm going to do to make life easier is I'm going to take the platinum piece away, turn it into 10 gold, and then it'll
Easy enough.
actually,
Divide up.
yeah, then it actually divides down into you guys as well.
Which makes life
much.
So, what else I'm doing is taking the low grade +1 cold iron longsword.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the enchantment off of that. I'm gonna transfer it to my Filcher's Fork,
Good plan.
and that's gonna cost me. I think it's
Oh.
transfer. It's 10%, so 3.5 gold.
Easy to do.
All right.
All right.
And
And
again,
I'm not going to worry about
dice
dice
rolls,
rolls,
that sort of stuff, because you guys are going to be on downtime.
You're going to be about a week or so
Okay.
of taking your own time, so it's not a huge issue. And you guys managed to do that. And
Is a week enough time to get back to the capital and back?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
The
The capital and back.
I think
it's a week
Each way.
or
or more
one
way.
Yeah. Because
the patrol,
the horse
patrol
only
comes through once every 3 weeks.
Right.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah,
To,
the
like,
Brevoy
yeah.
Patrol. Yeah, that's why Oleg was having issues. Is because it took so bloody long. When you talk with
sorry.
Oh, like?
No.
Nope.
Incendio.
Kundio.
Incendio.
Kundio. He does tell you that during his travel, when he was hunting down
Oh.
the troll, Kargad, he says he is fairly certain that he was witness to the troll,
the
the troll lord, or sorry, the troll lord, the stag lord, keep a word for it. It's not really a keep, but it is. And he tells you that it is. Sorry, over here.
Saying that's exactly where it is.
Yes, he knows exactly where it is.
So he
But
tells
you it is right on the edge of that. Right.
Oh, okay. A potency rune can go
He
from
says
That's
he
not what I
knows
thought.
that there's
+1 potency can go from anything to
he
anything.
says it looked weird. It gave off very bad vibe. I know that it's kind of on the side of, like on the top of a hillock, and on one of the sides is a graveyard. And all I could feel is malice and darkness dripping from this fortress. I would assume it is some unholy, sanctified temple, church, something. Especially if it has a graveyard right beside it. Normally, you don't kind of have a graveyard without a temple or church near it. But it really gave me just absolutely bad vibes from that thing. So be very careful when you approach it, and I would steer very clear of that graveyard.
I'm definitely getting bad vibes.
All right.
What do you guys wish to do?
So you
You
do take
do
your
take your
downtime.
downtime.
Actually,
I'll
throw down your guys' XP. Well, it's not a ton, but it's some anyway.
For that. 60 XP for Svetlana's ring and the kobold.
Oh, sick.
And you receive 80 XP for the fight with Arden.
So did we get a reward from the kobolds?
You
Because there
will
was
receive a parcel for it when the patrol comes through, but I'm just going to throw on the experience, otherwise I will bloody well forget it.
Well, we're here. So downtime is 7 days.
At minimum 1 week. Correct.
Okay.
You can take as much downtime as you really want to. If you need multiple weeks to do certain things, you can absolutely.
I think 1 week should be good. We lightened up our load a little bit. After we can talk about getting rid of some other stuff that I have in my inventory.
Well, I can take a day to transfer from the stone to your sword. I can take a day to transfer from the axe to his bow, or he can take a day to transfer from the axe to his bow.
Yep.
And then I can take a day to transfer from the longsword to my filter's fork.
Yeah.
Then I can take 4 days to make a returning rune for my filter's fork.
Nice.
That would be very
That's 6 days.
useful.
Okay.
Well, then that works out.
And then you could take 4 days and make some potions if you want.
I'm assuming that is what the crafting roll was?
That was the crafting roll to transfer to the filter's fork.
Okay.
Now
Then you have to make a roll for the
yeah,
craft the runestone. Okay, I got you. I'm picking up what you put down.
yeah. So treasure type.
Now
Now remember, if you ask someone very nicely, he could also throw guidance on you.
I can only do well. You can only make 1 check per day, so I guess you could just
I make 1 check at the end of the 4 days.
Correct.
yeah.
So I do the 4 days and then I make the check and you cast guidance on me if you wish.
Well, thematically, he would come in every day and give you guidance
Yeah.
as you were trying
To give me the check at the very end.
Exactly, yeah.
That's how I
would
would
rule the guidance part on that. Is every day he has to come in,
gives
gives
you
you
pat, there, attaboy,
go get him.
Good job.
Guidance on you. Good job. Good job.
Consumables. Consumables.
All right.
All right.
Now,
Does it have the DC check on there?
I'm finding it first.
The returning?
Yeah.
Level 3. If you just
Go
go
to your items, just type in return.
it
It shows up.
So
So I got it.
You just got to make sure that it's.
Price
Price
55 gold.
I don't know.
For
What,
the record,
See this fork.
close that.
Yoink.
Yoink.
Close this.
Yoink.
absolutely.
Just go that one. Unclick shared because I keep doing that. Now type in what you want down on that bottom. You can get rid of the categories and everything. Yep, and the level, and then just type in what you want there.
Is there anything that I could be doing? Like, I don't really know.
I mean, you can look at some of your downtime activities in your on your list.
And that tells you basically what you can be doing, theoretically. Things that would require a roll.
So
Right, the lover's knot takes.
we look at activities and then you look at
Oh, at the very bottom.
Yep. And
Also
also
under
on
mode, you can click on them and actually bring up long-term rest or retraining. So retraining would be if you are not happy with the way one of your feats
So it's going to be a
are
DC
working, or you
8.
think it's not working well,
Okay.
some feats can be retrained down.
So you're giving me guidance.
Yeah.
Okay, adjust and
Well,
I'm going to skill check.
Hang on 1 second. Owen, can you actually throw guidance on him? Because that'll actually affect the skill.
Oh,
Okay, just give me a second.
I was just giving myself a +1. I've been texted. Sorry, guys.
Guys, only plus one. I thought it was a D6.
I think it's a D4. I don't remember. Let me check.
We are done here at 5, right?
We are. Yep. This is probably also where we can finish off the stream too. We can't stop a little early because we're pretty much done with anything we can do. If you
I was
guys
gonna
want to
say.
haul down. So.
It's a +1. You're thinking.
I'm thinking D&D. Yeah. All right, Keith, go ahead and make that roll. Let's see what happens.
All right. Crafting. DC 18. I got guidance on me. Let's go. What?
And what is your DC?
18.
You missed it by 2, sir.
Shit. Fuck that.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Might as well.
Fuck. Less.
Can I give him mine?
You should. No, you only have the one. Right. The one you got back for good role play.
Yeah.
All right, so you do not manage in this downtime to create or to finish off the room. All right, well, at this point, guys, I think we will call it. So I know Gwen is back, but at this point, we're pretty much wrapping up for the day. When we come back,
Of course.
2 weeks,
Something I want.
I believe it will be the time to take on the Stag Lord's Fort.
I think so too.
You know where it is, and you know what you know where it is, and you know what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Of course, it's something I want.
All right.
Hello. You were MVP.
Yeah, you got an MVP.
Wow.
Because you
Missing
killed
more on.
you killed
a
troll
with a flaming with your flaming spear.
Awesome. That was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was hilarious. Yes, you have,
Oh, good. I do better when I'm not here.
Yeah, we're all
well
set.
said.
But
Yeah, so
we're
we're just gonna wrap it up because we're pretty much down to downtime with everyone doing stuff. And in 2 weeks we will start back up with trying to take on the Troll Lord or Stag Lord's Fort.
We did find out about a troll lord out there,
Yes.
but we're not going to take him on just yet.
Hill
Hell
Giant.
Giant, but
Oh, even better.
Spend currency, so I have to.
Actually,
What's on the failure on crafting?
hang on a second. So,
A little bit.
1 or 2 bites.
Oh yeah, Janet also healed you during the game.
Oh, thanks, Jenna.
yeah, you got smoked by a troll.
This is true. I also felt that.
what was the
Oh,
DC?
Yeah,
I critted Carly on the troll one.
I can't do it anyway. I need the formula for it. I don't have that formula.
Oh, yes.
So screw that. But I have all the. I don't need formulas for the runes that are there.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can transfer those freely.
Basically ask Oleg to put a request in to get you the formula next time you come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna order me a formula. However much that's gonna cost
All the
me.
help you guys have done, he will absolutely.
I will order. I need to order a formula
He's got connections.
for the returning
He
property.
knows it better.
He knows a guy.
Fail to complete the item, you can salvage the raw materials you supplied for the full value. If you want to try again, you can start over.
There is a +1 light hammer.
Oh,
The talisman is the Hunter's Bane talisman. And the blue river leather bracelet.
Oh yeah, from the troll.
Yes, correct.
so what do those all do?
Are those magical?
The item or the leather bracelets give you nothing currently. The Arcana survivalists know that you would need the full set
Oh,
for it to do anything.
One of those.
But
Let me also move that.
We just have up like a storage shed in Oleg's.
Pretty much, yeah.
Kind of.
And we made a new friend who has a puppy.
Yes.
Edukun, one second.
We call him Ed. Not to be mistaken for the donkey.
Ekindeo. We'll get
Thank
there.
you for the happy birthday. I will pass that on to her when I see her again tomorrow at the party.
Yeah, he found a dog, and they became friends. And then when he got hurt, the dog came and found us. It was cute.
To save him from the troll.
Yeah. Oh my god, what if we had followed the dog? You would have died.
What kind of check is it to transfer runes?
Crafting for a +1 is DC 16. It's a level 2 item.
You got like 7 tries, 7 days. Right?
I'm hoping
Yeah.
to spend more than.
You can do it every time you fail. If you fail it, you can do it over again.
I think I made it.
Oh, I think you made it too.
That's
That's
where
where
the
the
Iron
Iron
Creek
Creek
is.
is. Standard grade Iron Creek.
That's why
That's
we
why
could
we could